in Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wake up! Stop this one!
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X-fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, good morning. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Good morning, Tyvis.
Good morning, T-Bone.
How you feeling today?
I feel like I just got ran over by a truck.
Well, why is that? What happened?
Well, yesterday, so this is the thing. This is the thing. So every Tuesday, I got a group of buddies that we all get together and we play basketball. And it's been closed down for like the summer.
Okay.
Well, it just opened back up like 2 weeks ago. So for the past 2 weeks, they've been going on Tuesday. I have not. I forget why I missed the first one last week. My wife had something to do. So this was the first time that I got back. Now, if you know me, in a competitive environment, I am the king of trash talking. Have you ever seen the movie White Man Can't Jump?
I'm aware of it, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Sidney Dean, played by Wesley Snipes.
That's you?
How he talk trash is how I talk trash. Like
Yeah.
KG, the big ticket, Kevin Garnett.
Oh, he loved to talk trash.
That's like me. So
Yeah.
I'm going all day telling them, listen, I sent in the group text the Michael Jordan facts. I'm back. That's what I said.
Why do you do this to yourself? You set yourself up.
Then I start sending them Giannis memes.
Oh, God.
It's all Giannis gifts.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Your guy, your goat, as we've heard. Giannis is your goat.
And told him then I walked out there after I got home from Cleveland, sat around for a little bit, and then it was time to get dressed to go. I couldn't find my shoes at first. So
Now, what are we hooping in these days? What's the model?
So I was hooping in some Kyries, and now I'm hooping in some LeBrons because the Kyries
Flat Earth? Is that the Flat Earth Force?
No, the Kyries. So the way I get shoes, like when I'm working out or basketball shoes, I have to get a half size bigger than what I am. So I wear a 12. I need my basketball shoe to be a 12 and a half. However, my Kyries is 12s. So they a little snug.
Oh.
So when I couldn't find my bronze yesterday because I was panicking looking for them, I couldn't find them. I went and grabbed my Kyries and I snatched the sole out of them. You snatch the sole.
You got to do that.
You snatch the sole out the bottom of your shoe. It gives you a half.
Oh, that's what you're not wearing soles in your the inner liner?
If the shoe is too tight, I'm telling you, take the sole out the shoe and put it back on. You're going to be like, man, this feel like a half size.
Oh, you're saying take it out and then just stuff it back in?
No. Take it out and leave it out.
Oh, no. How you're on the goo, on the glue and the rubber.
T-Bone, if you ever get some shoes.
How do you do that?
Listen, if you ever get some shoes and they just a little tight, take the sole out the shoe and put it back on and tell me it ain't better.
Did they not let you just bring them back and say, like, sorry, I got
these Kyrie, these is the Nike Kyrie. So, this is like, I bought these like 2017. He ain't even went
I
to
got
him
what
no
you're
more.
saying, right.
This was before him talking about the Jewish people and all that stuff.
That was not good.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Anyways, I ended up make a long story short, I found my LeBrons. And the last thing I told my wife before I walked out the door was, I'm about to go drop 500 points tonight.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And?
So I got up there, right? And I'm like a force in the paint. Like,
you were good.
In the paint. Like, when I get that ball in the paint, it's like a bucket because they can't stop me.
Did you notice, Dylan? He said it's like a bucket. It's not an actual bucket.
No,
because
it is a bucket.
It's the equivalent to a bucket.
It's a bucket.
It could be a bucket.
What they don't realize is people look at me and they like, oh, he's like a shooter or he dribbles or stuff like that. No. I am a post player.
Okay.
You're Giannis.
So I get that ball. No, I'm like Shaq.
Okay.
You get down there in that paint, it's a wrap. They up there sending double teams and
Barbecue
people coming,
chicken alert.
Yeah, people coming to swipe at the ball and whatnot. It don't matter, T-Bone. It
can't
don't
stop
matter.
you. They can't
it's
stop
a
him.
bucket. You ain't stopping this.
Yeah.
So what I impressed them with was I pulled up from the tray line, hit a tray, turned around like Steph, shot it, turned around and started jogging back down the court. Nailed it.
Oh, man, that had to feel
Nailed
good.
it. I go on to say I only won one game yesterday. I played like 4 or 5. I only won like one game.
So you were doing great, but your team, you weren't helping your team out.
No, what happened is
There was an excuse. I
no.
got
So
it.
this is
Here we
what.
go.
Let me explain to the people. Let me tell the world. So I told you I haven't hooped in a long time, and it's not like I'm 200 pounds.
Sure.
250 is
You're
a lot.
a little heavier than you
250
were.
is a lot to be
It's fine.
running up and down the course. So I can't continuously go up and down the course. So it was some times that I was walking or I just said, y'all got that bucket. I ain't going down there. So that's what happened. Until I get my wind back, it's going to take me a while. Like once I get my wind back, I might dunk again. Like but right now, I got to give you spurts. You only see greatness in spurts.
So are you playing with guys that are all your age when you play basketball? Or are there some young guys
I might
there?
be the youngest person there.
Oh, see,
we all in the same age group. They all
That's
they're
good.
like 2 to 3 years older than me.
Okay.
Are they former professional athletes like you are?
No.
Oh, there we go.
No.
That's it.
No. If I want to do that, I need to go hoop with Cardell. Cardell usually hoop on Tuesdays, and his people is a little bit more challenging.
See,
But I got buckets.
This is the self-esteem league
there
you
though.
go to.
I got buckets there though, so it's not.
Okay.
No, this is like I got to build myself back up to get back to doing that one, like with Cardell. Like he might not even be good right now while we talking.
That's right. The last time I played basketball, like in that setting, was a couple years ago. I had less weight than I do now, but still heavy. But I have the gray beard, and so as I'm out there playing, it was at a church thing, and there were like adults there, and then there were like kids who were like just in college, just out of college, or like even some guys were still in high school that were playing.
Okay, and how recent was this?
Like 2 years ago. And
you was playing with kids that just got out of college?
That was the church. It was just people who went to this church. It was like all ages. No, but here's the problem.
Like
so then there were a bunch of us it was like you find an old guy and you match up with him. And you say like, smart. Hey, you and I, we're not running. We're staying in between the 3-point lines pretty much. Okay. And then like once every 10 trips down the court, you might do something. And that was it. But there was one time where I got the ball and I pump faked. This kid ran out on me. I pump faked him. He jumped, and then I dribbled a couple and hit a little mid-range jumper.
Okay.
And I got the all like, oh, okay, old man can play a little bit. And I was like, wait a second, when did I become an old man? And I realized these kids I am. I'm in my 40s.
See,
like, that's old man.
They're going to call me Unc if I get out there. All right, Unc.
bad.
And I'm going to look at them like, I ain't down that status yet.
See, I retired from playing basketball at the ripe age of 26. I was like, this
Why?
ain't for me anymore because it hurt my body and I didn't like it. Every time
you got to keep
I
doing
talked to
that.
you about this off the air. I kept hurting my ankle, and you told me that I was losing my athleticism anyway. So it was that was why I was twisting my ankle. So I might as well have just quit. And I was like, you know what, Tyvis confirmed it for me. Thank you.
Think about
Thank
this.
you for that, Tyvis.
Who would Steph Curry be today if he just quit every time he rolled his ankle?
Well, really, what it was at the
He'd
time.
still be Steph Curry.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he'd still be Steph
No,
Curry.
he gave up.
No, but he had the talent. None of us here have the talent to play at the level of Steph Curry is the point. So you don't need to work like Steph
Listen,
Curry.
the way I shot that ball and turned around.
Oh, stop.
I
fine.
pulled that. You
That's
know what? I ran back and did the mellow 3 to the dome.
Oh, okay, good.
So at the time that I retired, Gianna's mother was pregnant with her. Very pregnant, and I was coming home every night and being like, oh, I twist my ankle hurts, I'm sore, yada yada. And she was like, you know what, I'm super pregnant and I'm the one who needs to be complaining and saying that stuff hurts.
Yeah, right.
So you need to stop playing. And I was like, all right, I accept that. I just never picked it back up again after that.
Well, the biggest fear when you get to be my age, which is, again, early 40s,
That
is that
Achilles.
That's when they say it goes. It's like after 40 is when suddenly people are like, yeah, let's get out there. And then they try it and pop goes the weasel.
That's exactly.
And you're down. And you're done.
That's exactly what Mike Doss told me when I seen him at Dustin's.
Gotta watch out.
He said he was like 36 and he said he got that ball and he jab step.
No.
He jab step again and he tried to take off and he said, did somebody just kick me?
Yeah. They got snipers up at the top of the building taking out your back of your leg. You just pop and you're like, and then that's it. It's over.
You see, that's what I'm worried about trying to come out of an almost 7-year retirement is like I told one of my friends that I wanted to start playing again. He was like, you're going to destroy a hamstring or tear an Achilles if you just try to go out there like that. So
yesterday I was mindful of this. You don't go extremely hard on the first day. You got to ease yourself back into this.
Of course you do.
So like I was like playing like 75%.
Yeah, that's right. That's the way to do it.
Got to be safe about it.
Imagine if you told Urban Meyer that. I'm going 75% today, Coach.
Depends on what day. If it's on a Friday, he won't say nothing.
What if it was on a Saturday, though? Because yesterday, that's your Saturday. I hope you know that now. This is the set. This is all you got. That's your Saturday now. All right, big show today. Ask Tyvis anything coming up at 7:30. The Huddle, all your NFL questions answered in the 8 o'clock hour, 8 o'clock to be specific. Coming up next, though, an AP voter is getting destroyed for their AP ballot. They responded. It didn't go well. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Well, the roads are looking a little bit busier out there, especially for folks over on the east side. One of the main areas I'm looking at is for folks in New Albany. 161 eastbound over by Beach Road looking a little bit more congested than usual. Similar situation over by that 62 and 161 intersection over by Smiths Mill Road. Also looking pretty delayed out there, but no problems or accidents to report as of right now there or throughout the metro. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Behind the O. Buckeye fans, Behind the O is now in the App Store. Free for fans, NIL for athletes. Download the Behind the O app today.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated, because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life, and fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Parents, are your teens good with money?
No.
Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! This is what the Buckeyes train so hard for.
Just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change, their techs train like pros to deliver expert service every time.
Wait, are we talking about football or oil changes?
Both. Whether it's the Buckeyes on the field or your car in the bay, it's all about preparation and precision.
Can't argue with that.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit VIOC.com/Buckeyes today.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, save on new 2025 Sonatas with 0% financing for 60 months. 0% while supplies last. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Upgrade your home with premium flooring options from Mohawk. Engaged sheet vinyl flooring adds style to any room. It's durable and waterproof, making it an ideal choice for active households. Plus, it's quick and easy to install. View our entire selection of Mohawk flooring on Menards.com. Plus, our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Scotty Vegas here. Smartest bet of the season? Bet on yourself. I needed a weight loss plan that fit into real life. Tailgates, road trips, kids' nights, and still lets you eat. Week 1 with Awaken 180, I was down 6. By the end, 45 pounds gone. That's with wings, chili, meatballs, sausages, all the good stuff. It's the Tailgate transformation. Structure, coaching, and food that tastes like a win. Make the smart play. Start your Tailgate transformation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news. We're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
The Ohio Lottery's new $5 scratch-off Win Big has a top prize of $100,000. And with the Ohio Lottery app, all non-winning tickets can be entered into a My Lotto Rewards second chance promotion to win Cleveland or Cincinnati football tickets or even a trip to football's biggest game. And that's more exhilarating than a cooler of sports drink dumped on you. So exhilarating. Win big from the Ohio Lottery. A celebration waiting to happen. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Ohio's public schools are a vital part of our communities, and what happens at the ballot box this November will have a lasting impact on the future of our public schools. Register to vote or update your registration online by October 6th, and make sure you have a plan to vote on or before November 4th. Your vote matters.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly clear skies for us and a little bit warmer, but it'll still be a refreshing start to the day with temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s and mostly clear skies. For this afternoon, we break back into the low 80s with plenty of sun, and then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with lows in the mid 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, The Fan, Ohio sports destination. 2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. And by the way, if you are in a house where you're like, get up every morning, this time of the morning, and you're like, man, the windows, it feels like we had the heat on or the AC on last night, whatever you had, depending on the temperature. This time of year, it's always different. But then you go by your windows and you feel the outside temperature creeping in from those windows because they're leaky, they're drafty. Maybe they're just cheap, newer windows that came with the house when you bought it. Maybe it's an older house and those windows served their life and it's time to change them out. Either way, you can talk to my friends at Window Nation. They can replace those windows for you. They know it's an investment. They know they want to make it affordable for you, and they know it will save you money in the long run as you get these energy-efficient windows in your house. 50-point inspection from the factory. Every Window Nation window goes through that. Plus, right now this month, you can save big. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Make no payments for 2 years. You won't have to deal with a monthly payment or a down payment or interest or anything until 2027. You won't have to deal with anything. Even your family will leave you alone until 2027. And you can also get 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State game because they are a proud partner with the Ohio State University. So if you buy a home full of windows, they'll even give you 2 tickets to an OSU game. How do you get this process started? It's simple. Call them today, 866-90-NATION, or you can go online, windownation.com. It's there 24/7, windownation.com. Schedule a fast, free estimate now with the pros at Window Nation. Again, that number, 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Do you know who Haley Sawyer is, Tyvis?
Never heard of her.
Same. Never heard of her till yesterday. And you know what? I bet she'd rather we'd never heard of her either because
she getting dragged through the mud.
It's not going well for her today. So yesterday, this came down, I don't know, middle of the day, that there was an AP vote that got looked at, an AP ballot that had last week, week 2, Florida was ranked 16th in this ballot. Okay. Then the ballot comes out for this week's AP Top 25, and one voter, Florida lost to South Florida at home in a pretty significant upset that was widely talked about.
Yes.
In this ballot, week 3 ballot, they moved, this person voted Florida from 16, moved them up to 14 in their ballot.
She moved Florida from 16 to 14.
Yes.
After a loss.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also South Florida, who beat Florida and is 2-0 and beat Boise State and, has done some good things.
Yes.
People arguing maybe some voters would put them top 5 if they win this weekend against Miami.
That's what I said.
Okay. Well, she didn't have them ranked at all. So people are questioning, who is Haley Sawyer? Why did she do this? Well, apparently she covers the Trojans, the USC Trojans.
Fight on.
SoCal News, I want to say, is what it's called.
Fight on.
Sure. Whatever. They're trying to do something out there. I'm not sure how long she's had the vote. I don't know. But here's the thing. There's 62 sports writers who get to vote on the AP poll. It's not a significant number. It's a pretty short list, right? We talked to one of them, Brad McMurphy, yesterday, who, he talked about how he goes through it and tries to figure out everything. And
he said he did not have Penn State number 2.
No, he did not. And good for him.
LSU.
Yeah, that's fine.
And his thing, so.
Well, so people found out it was Haley Sawyer who voted this way, and clearly it sounds like missed that result, right? Because why would you vote them this way if you saw that South Florida beat Florida, you would at least move Florida down, and maybe you don't put SF in your top 25, but you definitely move Florida out then, I would think, if you're top 25 or something. Instead, she moved them up.
It's unjustifiable that South Florida beat 2 AP 25 teams, and it's not in there. Like, it's unjustifiable.
Yeah. So it didn't go well yesterday.
Let's hear
for her.
what she got to say.
She posted a video, which I'm just going to go ahead and say, this was ill-advised. Don't do this. But she did, and here's what her response was to all the people ripping her vote.
But as far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my progress or process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of your feedback. There's tons of people that vote on the AP poll, and it's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, no matter who you pick, it does even out because there's so many people who vote. And like I said, it's really fun for discussion. It doesn't, probably matter in the end, but I'm glad that people are having a really good time.
Okay. Probably not the best way to go about that, because you're basically saying that none of this matters and it's irrelevant anyway. I get in the broader sense her point that we don't determine the national champion by the AP vote anymore, but if it doesn't matter, then why have it?
Does she get paid for this?
I don't think you get paid to be an AP voter. I think you get paid by your job, whichever, in her case is covering USC.
Okay.
But
so she ain't getting no extra ducats for this. So you mean tell me that people that's in charge of these rankings don't get extra ducats for this?
I don't know, Dylan. I don't know if you have any insight on that. I have never, to my knowledge.
If I ain't getting paid, then I ain't taking it that serious. So therefore, they're not going to take it that serious.
Well, that's an interesting thought.
That makes this whole thing baloney. I could care less about that. It's, you know what? Just hearing that, this is irrelevant to me. Really
you mean the AP 25?
It's irrelevant.
Top 25.
Irrelevant.
Okay.
I'm trying to look on the internet and see if they do get.
They might. If you
paid.
tell me they don't get paid, and her answer is her answer, the AP poll is officially dead to me.
Well, here's what I was wondering too, because I'm not trying to defend her in any way, but I do think some of the backlash has come towards her. You heard her; she's a woman, right? So a woman in sports media these days. It's not easy.
See that?
You get ripped. Sometimes you get ripped because of she has a bad take here. But I feel like there are people who are going directly at her and be like, we need to take her vote away. She's an idiot. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She may be an idiot.
See,
she may be any of that, right? But I feel like some of the vitriol is coming at her because of who she is. Here's the broader picture for me. This is the problem with the AP poll, is that she works for you. She covers USC. Their game was on the West Coast. I'm guessing it wasn't at noon Eastern. Let's say it was at best case, 3:30. But probably it was like a 7 o'clock kick our time, I'm guessing. I'd have to go look. I didn't see what time.
A lot of football you can watch in between.
You're right. You could. But there's a chance that this game was going on at the same time as the South Florida game. There's also a chance that when the game gets over, if you've never lived the life of beat writer, they go and write for 2 or 3 hours after the game to get all their stories done. And they have to do social media posts, videos, all that. That's their job. That's what they're paid to do. And then they're expected to know enough about all of college football to vote on who the best other teams are, when the vast majority of these reporters, I'm not trying to defend her, but the vast majority of these reporters live the life that she's talking about, where they write their stories, they go follow their team that they cover very closely. And then other than that, they may watch a game or two the next morning or that night, depending on when their game was. But there's no way they're watching at like 10 or 12 football games. Like me, Saturday, I sat there and watched parts of probably 12 to 15 games. Like I was locked in on trying to figure out who's doing what. I was watching all different kinds of stuff because that's my job. That's what I do. But I'm not at Ohio State. I guarantee you the beat reporters, like those guys that go down there, I know the time they spend down there. There's no way they watch as many games as I just did this past Saturday. But some of them have a vote, and that's fine. But you got to take it seriously. You can't have this attitude when you're voting on the AP poll, in my mind.
That's why they need, again, them and the CFP need people that don't have other jobs. They need to just put people on salary to get this thing right, because what she said, out of everything she said, the biggest takeaway was, it's not like it even matters, right?
That's the worst thing you could say. That's the worst thing you could say. Like,
when
come on.
She said that, it lose all credibility to me. Like, it lose all credibility in the AP because it doesn't matter. But yet, people hold on to this like it's the holy grail, and it's not at all. The one in November when the CFP, that's the one. Right now, it is irrelevant, but she should have never said that part.
Yeah. I mean,
I was with her the whole way until she said that.
You can't. You're right. You vote on it, and there's only 62 of you. Like, if it doesn't matter, then just don't do it. Be out of this. Don't do this, because there are people who would want to vote on it that would pay him a little more attention.
It's irrelevant in practice, but I think in perception it's not. And what I mean by that is when we get the first college football playoff poll, you cannot tell me that those committee members are not swayed by the number next to the teams in that first voting. And then after that, that is the baseline for the rest of the season of how it's going to be ranked. Oh, this team has X amount of top 5 wins, top 10 wins, top 25 wins. So it does matter in the end. It's like a butterfly effect type deal.
Of course it does. Yeah, like you said, I mean, it is something that they look at as a back. What should happen is you should watch enough college football where if you look at the AP poll, you should be able to go, well, that's stupid. That's wrong. How in the world do they think this team is better than that team? This is a joke. Like, I'll tell you right now, I've watched a little Oklahoma. I watched their whole game against Michigan. I watched, earlier their first game. Like, I am not impressed with Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma is a top 5 team. But if they keep not losing, they will end up. Now, they have a terrible schedule, so they will probably lose. But my point is, they're going to get bumped up and keep getting bumped up if they keep winning. They'll earn that by winning their schedule. But right now, what are they, like 13th, I think, is where they got put?
They are ranked 13th.
Yeah. They don't deserve to be any higher than that, in my opinion.
Dang.
But I'm saying if you watch college football, you don't need the AP poll. You know the good teams. You know when the matchups are good. I fear like you both were saying, and like Dylan brought up with the playoff committee, I fear the playoff committee sees those numbers and goes, oh, they beat a ranked team back in week 2.
They say it all the time.
But that ranked team in week 2 has now 3 losses, and they are trash. And we are now week 8, and we're talking about them like they mattered when they weren't very good to begin with. They were overrated. So these comments highlight the bigger problem, which is the AP poll is mostly voted on by people who follow a very narrow scope of college football. They follow their team, and then if they're lucky, and if they're very good at their jobs and they take it seriously, they probably watch 3 to 4 more college football games a weekend before they can get their ballot in. It's 2 p.m. on Sunday when it comes out. If you are on the West Coast and your team plays at 7 West Coast time, that's 10 o'clock. By the time you get done, you get up in the morning and your vote's got to be in, and you probably haven't even watched any of the other games. Maybe you watch them in the morning, I guess, but like in the Saturday morning, I mean, but there's no way that this system is effective. And yet it's the imperfect balloting system that we've used in college football for years. So a lot of fun there. Weird situation. Speaking of the West Coast, Deion Sanders out west in Colorado, not on the coast, but he's got a weird situation with his quarterback. You'll hear from him coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Still no crashes or slowdowns to report as of right now, but if you are heading out the door, do be mindful. Over by Grandview Heights, we are still noticing lane restrictions. It's at 670 westbound direction between Grandview Avenue and 70. That intersection there reduced to 2 lanes. The further west you head out, it all started Sunday, still will be lasting about 8 days or so. Crew members have cones out. Do be mindful as you're stepping out this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan traffic.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
It's always a good day at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship. September 18th through 21st at the Scarlet Course. PGA Tour's rising stars compete, Hub 13 drink specials, and more. Get free tickets today at ncc-golf.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
So Deion Sanders is out of Colorado. This is year 3? Yeah, year 3 of Deion. Man, it sneaks up on you quick. Anyway, the Buffs are trying to get it done this weekend. I believe they have a Friday night game where they go to Houston. Not an easy game for them.
The Cougs.
Yeah, should be fun to watch. That is a late night one on Friday night. Anyway, Deion had a situation because Pete Thamel, who covers college football for ESPN, said that Ryan Staub will start this week for Colorado at quarterback on the road in Houston.
I saw that.
Now, he entered last week's game as the third string quarterback for Colorado, but he played well. So that's a bit of a jump from third string to starter.
Is that right? Let me go look. Let me pull up his numbers.
Some people are saying, if that's true, is Deion trying to send a telepathic message to the Browns? Like, sometimes the third string guy can be the first string guy. Just saying. Not sure if that matters to them. Anyway. So,
because he went 7 for 10, 157 yards and 2 touchdowns.
The previous starter was Kadon Slater. They also he's a Liberty transfer, started the first 2 games.
He went 13 for 16 with 102 yards, no touchdowns, no picks.
They have a 5-star named Julian Lewis, who also apparently is getting some reps. So they have a little bit of a convoluted situation there at quarterback. Deion Sanders was asked about this in a way where the reporter said something. He said the word solidified, and you'll hear Deion's response to that in this clip.
Who has one of those? I got time today. Who has one of those? What does that look like? What does a solidified quarterback looks like? What does that look like? I want to know. We play quarterbacks every week. What does a solidified quarterback looks like? That could mean something's up with your roster if it's clear. Then that clear guy goes down. What's up with the second one? I like where we are, man. I like what we have. I like what we're playing with. I like these dice I'm shaking. I do. I really do.
That's a good quote. I like these dice I'm shaking. That's nice. I like that. Now, he's the solidified quarterback thing is because we're now hearing reports that maybe not. And he didn't confirm any of that. He said, I'm not. He also had a statement about Pete Thamel where he said essentially, yeah, guys are trying to be first, not trying to be right. I'm not answering that. I'm not giving anything to that. So this is where all this came from. But he doesn't want to answer the question on who's going to be his starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a controversy like this, or you're in a competition with your quarterbacks, you always try to play, especially when you're playing up against a team like Houston. You don't want to give them any tells. You want them to prepare for all three of them because that's more extra preparation. Maybe something slips through the crack because they don't necessarily know who to prepare for. So he's going to probably take this thing all the way up to the day before or 2 days before he even announces that. And that's the smart play by him. It makes Houston have to prepare for all three quarterbacks. So I don't have a problem with that. Obviously, he don't have a solidified starter because if he did, then
all these guys wouldn't be getting time.
We wouldn't even be it would have been the one guy, that would have been it. So
no, I do think Deion, I mean, he is, it's fascinating to watch. If you've never watched a Colorado press conference, go check it out sometime if you want to bore yourself, I guess, because the media there is like scared of him. I guess that's kind of a factor now for all the media in a lot of different college football outposts where they want to ask tough questions, but they don't want to get yelled at. They don't want to get a response where they get shut down. They don't want to get the AD or the SID coming over after and saying, why did you ask that question? How dare you, right? There's that back and forth. But with Deion specifically, like this guy's question was essentially, your quarterback position isn't solidified. And, oh, God. And then Deion's like, solidified? What do you mean? And he's like, And then Deion just goes off. And it's like, say what you mean, man. Say, hey, there's a report out there that your third string quarterback is starting this weekend. Is that true? Then let Deion answer it. And if Deion says, no, that's not true, that's, what would he say? Like bull junkie or something like that?
Hogwash.
Yeah, he'd say something that isn't a swear word, but he'd say, that's not true. And then that's good. You get an answer on that. That's your job as the media sometimes, is to kind of be the punching bag for the coach because you're trying to get answers to questions that people have. Maybe they don't want to answer them, but you give them a chance.
You got to just ask direct questions because when you don't ask it directly and you put extra stuff into it, they don't focus on what the question is. They focus on the other stuff that you put into it, like the solidified part. Don't say that. Just say, who's your starting quarterback this week?
Yeah.
Bang. That's it. Bang.
Well, you know what? You know what's funny? Because I've been in some of these media rooms. Granted, this was, over probably about at least 5 years since I've sat in one of these where I've like had to do something there where I had a job to do. But I've been in a lot of these press conferences where you will see someone ask a direct question, especially if they're not a regular beat reporter for one of these teams. They'll stand up and ask a question like that, like, Coach, who's your starting quarterback this weekend? Any updates? And what you will see is the dinosaurs in that room look and turn around and glare at them like, how dare you ask that direct of a question? I've been here for 40 years. Don't you know the way to ask that is to say, sir, possibly if you could, quarterback? I don't, bleh. Like they don't, like they would rather hear that type of question asked than just a direct question. And sometimes it's the other media members that are kind of policing that are like, don't you dare ask him that question. Don't you know that's out of bounds? You're not supposed to do that. And I don't understand that mentality. I really don't.
My favorite part about media sessions like that is when somebody asks a question, they don't answer the question. The next person tries to ask the same question but a different way, and they do it like 4 times.
Yeah.
And the 4th time, the person gets upset and says, "Didn't I just?"
That's what. If you haven't watched now, again, I guess this is my subgenre of interest as I watch like some of these press conferences, but that's for the job, right? But like Mike Vrabel has been doing that a lot up in New England, where go figure, the Boston media, they're kind of tenacious. They go after you. They will do exactly what you're talking about. Boston media, New York media, Chicago media, LA, like these are media centers where they will, Philly will do this, DC, they go after you because there's so many different papers, there's so many different outlets that cover it, they're all competitive. When you go to college markets, and sometimes Columbus falls into this mix, it's more of a let's all be friendly and let's not upset anyone, because if the coach storms off 2 minutes into their press conference, all those beat reporters are like, well, great, now I have nothing to write about. I had like a full story waiting on this guy to hopefully answer some of my questions. So they don't want to piss the coach off so that he leaves and storms out. In those bigger media markets, they're like, please God, let him storm out. That gives us 8 hours of content on all platforms. Like they want that. But then you'll see guys like Vrabel he'll attack guys and say, I just answered that. What are you asking me that for? Stop asking that question.
Vrabel gets after it, huh?
Oh, he loves to get after the media, which, yeah, it's fine. That's the job.
Did you guys see the on-field post-game interview with Coach Prime and this Ryan Staub third-stringer guy?
No.
So the reporter asked him, like how, what was your mindset or whatever being the third-string quarterback and having to come in and play the game? And Ryan started out with, I had a dream and I just went after it. And at that point, Martin Luther Staub was born on the internet. That is what we refer to him as now, according to the internet. Ryan Staub is dead and Martin Luther Staub was born in that very moment.
Okay. It's a weird comparison.
Because he had a dream.
Okay.
He started out his answer with, I had a dream, and the internet just ran with it.
So he said, I had a dream. Did he say Martin Luther Staub or the internet?
He did.
The internet has just
decided that is his name now.
Sometimes the internet needs to calm down, is all I'm going to say.
But sometimes the internet get it right.
They do. Right. Sometimes there's a little bit of both on that. All right, we come back. Sharon Moore is not going to coach this weekend for Michigan because, remember, he gets to pick his own suspension because that's how the NCAA works these days. Gone are the days where you get banished from college football for 10 years if some of your players trade memorabilia for tattoos. Now you get to call the NCAA and be like, yeah, this is cool. This game isn't as important to me. I'd like to miss that one if that's fine. Anyway, Sharon Moore's going to serve that suspension for being a cheater at Michigan this weekend. The interim coach that he has picked is a guy who may be one of the most interesting people in all of sports. We will talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are noticing our first crash for our Wednesday commute, and that's happening south of our downtown and over by Grove City this morning. 71, that northbound direction, just past State Route 665, also known as London Groveport Road, and right before Stringtown Road, there was a right lane blocked out there because of this crash, causing some delays at 18 miles per hour for your travel times out there. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Listen up. ESPN Unlimited is now included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Spectrum gives you everything from ESPN, live games, original series, top analysis, and more. Spectrum is really stepping up with this offer, and you get more of me, Stephen A. Smith. Get your act together and go to spectrum.com/entertainment for details. ESPN Unlimited and more popular streaming apps are included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
IKEA is celebrating 40 years of making home dreams possible in the U.S. Visit us in-store September 3rd until the 23rd for limited-time offers and experiences, like our Ortianta streetwear collection, our new Tilvercott furniture, daily chances to win gift cards, and more. Come celebrate 40 years of meatball-fueled shopping, brave attempts at our Swedish names, and the inexplicable need for stylish modern design. Offer valid September 3rd through September 23rd, 2025. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and ikea.us.com for details. Restrictions apply.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
It's the Ohio Lottery's all-new $5, $20, or $100 scratch-off. With 3 simple cash prizes, it'll have you saying, wow, that's what I call winning. With tracks like... and the anthem celebrating the first of its kind $2 ticket. The $5, $20, or $100 scratch-off is an absolute hit. Ohio Lotto's got the good. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Take action with Logan Services now and do not miss out on tax credits up to $3,200 ending soon. Receive additional savings up to $3,000 and get next day installation. Logan Services.
Script Ohio necklaces, Blocko earrings, Ohio State bangles, and more. You'll find an exclusive collection of luxury Buckeye jewelry you'll love at the Diamond Cellar, starting at $99. Show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
1, 2, 3. Ryan Day's Buckeyes are back at the shoe for a battle with the Ohio Bobcats. Lots of Bobcats here in the office. None of them actually want them to win.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at noon with the Kick at 7.
The Fan.
College. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of The Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest reasons people get new windows, Wilson, is that old windows make for an uncomfortable house with crazy high roller coaster energy bills.
Leslie, people love being uncomfortable on roller coasters. The ups, the downs, the gurgling in your stomach because you had 5 corn dogs before getting on.
Did that happen to you, Wilson?
What? No.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Sorry, Tyvis, go ahead.
Look at you. Listen, I'm trying to tell the people about it. They gonna look like you if you don't let me tell them about this. As a former pro athlete, confidence has always been key for me, on and off the field. And that's why I chose Caps for my NeoGraft treatment. They've got a great reputation, and after doing my research, I knew that I could trust the team right here in town. The staff was professional, answered every question, and made the whole process smooth and stress-free. This wasn't just about hair, T-bone. It was about investing in myself. The results are natural. It fit my busy schedule, and I already feel more confident. Guys don't talk about this enough, but we should. Caps made it easy, judgment-free, and honestly, one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Visit Caps today at experiencecaps.com.
I mean, I royally screwed that up.
Thank you.
Just an idiot.
I don't want people to, you heard the intro, the join back.
I know.
I was going to be fat, bald, and white. That's until I met
Are we
Caps.
working on the white, or is that just no? They can help with that too. They can help
I'd
with
have
everything.
to never see the sun, or I'd have to do whatever Sammy Sosa did.
Sammy Sosa did some stuff, by the way. All right, so I screwed that all up.
All right, let me lock in.
I'm going to get back to it. We're going to do it right. Questions for Tyvis Powell, if you have them, tweet them to us. Ask Tyvis Anything is coming up at 7:30, so you tweet those to us. At Bone and Tyvis 971. That is the place to go. Or you can drop them in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right in there, and we'll be good to go. So Michigan, Sharon Moore, being a cheater, has to serve somehow he has to serve a 3-game suspension, but he's doing it this year and next year. Make that make sense. But
right. He's not allowed to go to Germany or whatever they're going to next year.
Yeah, Michigan's going somewhere in Europe next year. He's not going on that trip, but he is serving the next 2 games for the Michigan suspension that he will have. So the guy who's replacing him for these next 2 games is a guy named Biff Poggi.
Biff?
Are you aware of Biff Poggi?
I know he looked like he about 350.
He's a big dude. I respect him.
He's got
like
some
me.
He's got some man boobies on him. That's the first thing I thought when I saw a picture of him.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what this tells me?
Totally not wrong.
When you see a picture of him, you know for a fact they gonna run the ball.
Well, I got news for you. Sharon Moore already likes to do that. Sometimes at the probably not at the best development of his young quarterback, but that's fine. Do whatever you got to do.
If I was to play the team up north right now for the next 2 weeks, I wouldn't even wear gloves. I would just tape my fingers and just get ready to come downhill because it's a guarantee they running the ball.
So I say he may be one of the most interesting people in all of college sports, and there's a lot of reasons for that. So, one, he really didn't start coaching like at a high level in college until just about 5 years ago, when he became an associate head coach at Michigan. And he was basically brought in to clean up, because you remember Michigan, remember the years where they sucked and they were terrible before they found Connor Stallions? Anyway, that they brought him in at that time to like help Jim Harbaugh, to help some of the assistants, to say like, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong?
Okay.
The reason they wanted his expertise is because for like 20 years, he had run one of the best college football, or not college, high school programs in all of America.
High school?
Yeah. Gilman High School in Baltimore is where he went from being like a volunteer assistant coach in the late 80s. In 1995, he took over as the head coach, and they won a bajillion games.
High school?
High school. Yeah. High school. Now.
They winning. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yep.
This college program went and grabbed this high school coach to help them with their collegiate program. And this is one of the most winningest college program needed a high school coach to help them.
Sounds very suspicious, doesn't it?
Wow.
Now, where is this guy from? Baltimore. So how would Jim Harbaugh have become aware of a guy in Baltimore?
John Harbaugh.
Probably. That's my guess, right? So Biff Poggi has worked at Michigan, started there a couple years, or like 5 years ago. Then the job came open at Charlotte, UNC Charlotte, to coach their football program. He took it.
Okay.
He went 6-16. He wasn't very good. They brought him back now as an associate head coach, and so it didn't go well for him. However, here's why I call him the most interesting man possibly in sports, or one of.
Oh my goodness.
Did you know Biff Poggi, I don't know what he's getting paid by Michigan, but I can promise you he doesn't need it. Because
you think so?
Back in the 80s.
He hit the lotto.
No. When he was he essentially did. When he was in the 80s.
Microsoft.
Nope.
Apple.
Hold on. Kind of, yes. 1987, the stock market crashed. Right around that time, his father-in-law had said, hey, why don't I show you how to do business? And he said, do business. Yes, well, I'll study. What do you do? And he's like, I do hedge funds. Great. Let's start a hedge fund together. They started a hedge fund in 1987, right around the time the stock market crashed. They bought up a bunch of cheap stock. It all did well. He was very good at it, and he became a self-made millionaire over not overnight, but a very short time, to the point that that's why he was able to be a volunteer, like, offensive coordinator at his high school that he went to, because he was like, yeah, I've already made my money. I don't need to get paid. So he was independently wealthy. So everything he's done since then, I'm sure he got paid to be a coach and all that stuff, but he used to give, when he was in high school, he would help his players out with like stuff that they needed. He was always doing big donations.
Do that, can you? Didn't Teddy Bridgewater just get in trouble for that?
Maybe in the 80s.
Maybe in the 80s and 90s you could. Also, this guy, he played college football. He played on Pitt when Pitt was kind of doing things. You know who his college teammate was, among other people? Dan Marino. So this guy played with Dan Marino, then became a millionaire, multimillionaire by hedge fund stuff, then went and coached high school football for like a bunch of years in Baltimore, then randomly gets picked by Michigan to join up with their corrupt cheating program. And who knows, I don't know, maybe maybe he did everything clean. But the point is, this guy went from being like just a dude coaching high school football to now being like the associate head coach at Michigan. Well, while needing none of the salary.
I love the story. However, they going to run the ball, and he better be glad. Who they playing?
They have Central Michigan this weekend, and then I think they go.
Stallions going to be on the side.
Yeah. And then I think they go to Nebraska for the other part of this suspension.
The Nebraska game should be interesting. Dylan Raiola is actually okay. He's decent.
Yeah.
He's a decent player.
You know who else Biff Poggi played with at Pitt?
Who's that?
Mark May.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Great Buckeye hater, Mark May.
I just wanted to tell Mark May to
well,
go
you know, the good news is,
for people who don't know Mark May, that was like what Dave Portnoy's trying to do now. Mark May did that like way better and way before Dave Portnoy ever was like doing any media at all. So just know Dave Portnoy's not original with any of this. It's just for a different school.
And he hates Ohio State because Ohio State beat him in a bowl game like 272-0 or something like that.
The good thing about Biff in his first game is that I'll be there because the tailgate show is at the Wolverines
also
this Saturday.
Have you looked up a picture of Biff when he coached at Charlotte? Because like at Michigan, he's got to keep it somewhat, Michigan has a little bit of an image. Go look up what he wore. Go look up head coach Biff Poggi. Look up Poggi at Charlotte, because this man makes Bill Belichick look like a tuxedo-bound red carpet attendee. Like this guy looked basically homeless, and I kind of like it.
No sleeves.
Yeah. Just a big fat guy with no sleeves on.
So he's a Wish Bill Belichick.
Very much. Wish.com.
They gonna run the ball. I'm telling you.
Oh, one more interesting factoid about him before we go. The last year he coached at that Gilman High School in Baltimore, one of the guys on his team, guy named Luigi Mangione.
No way.
Yep.
Like the Luigi?
The CEO shooter, Luigi, in jail now, on trial. That guy was on his team. So
I didn't know that dude played football.
I'm just saying, this man has interacted with a lot of unique individuals over the course of his years. He went from Dan Marino to Luigi to Connor Stallions to God knows what next. Who knows what's in store next for Biff Poggi. Weird guy, but going to coach Michigan for the next 2 weeks. An NFL team is building a new stadium, but they're doing it the complete opposite way that the Browns are. That's known as the right way. We'll do it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, the roads are definitely looking a lot busier out there. Starting over on the east side, Bryce and Reynoldsburg. If you're taking 70 in that westbound direction, do be mindful of some slowdowns out there. For folks in Canal, Winchester, and Pickerington, if you are heading towards the city, taking 33 in that westbound direction, certain portions looking at 34 miles per hour, especially over by Gender Road. Definitely a lot busier there. And lastly, for folks over on the west side, it does dip a little bit when it comes to your travel times because of that ongoing construction project just north of West Jefferson, right by that State Route 142 area. Do be mindful, though. It gets a lot better for your commute this morning over by that 70 and 270 intersection. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Columbus Aesthetic and Plastic Surgery. Visit experiencecaps.com today and use code TYVISCAPS for $1,000 off a NeoGraft treatment.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender. Expires 10/31/25.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man here. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free and no interest for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, summer's almost over, and I'm sure you've been limping around on a bad knee, a hip, a back. Maybe it's a shoulder. It called the shots all summer long. Well, I'm telling you, you don't need to take that into the fall, and you definitely don't need to take it into 2026. The answer is here for you now. It's QC Kinetics right here in Columbus. I should know. I got it done about 5 years ago with my knee, and it has felt great ever since. It's natural regenerative medicine. They're not going to cut anything out of your body. They're not going to dull the pain. They're going to have their treatments restore and regenerate your body so your body can heal itself. Do what it is meant to do. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime, just a smarter, natural way to heal your body. So go check them out. Bring your MRI, bring your x-rays, QC Kinetics. You can set up your free consultation online at qckinetics.com/Columbus or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Be sure to check them out today.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets,
Don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, you know how we say eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians? Yeah? So, that makes for a lousy acronym. PHVAC. Doesn't work. Okay, but... So what if we change it to plumbing, heating, AC, and electrical? PHACE. Face. With a PH.
Get Eco.
No one is going to remember face with a PH. Call Eco today and ask for a face man with a PH. No one is going to ask for a face man with a PH. Sure they will.
Get Eco.
Besides, we spent thousands of dollars saying plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. You can't just change it to face man with a PH. It could be big, Aaron. I don't think so. Would you rather I go back to inventing random household items and stop messing with your catchphrase? Yes, please.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians, not face men with a PH.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians got another great pitching performance last night. This time it was starter Joey Canelo, who went 8 innings, giving up no runs on 4 hits. Jose Ramirez scored both runs for the Guards, including a solo blast in the first to help lead Cleveland to a 2-0 victory. The Cincinnati Reds are out on the West Coast taking on the San Diego Padres. Last night the game was tied at 2 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th when Tyler Stevenson stepped to the plate.
That's clocked to left field. Stevenson leaves the yard. Home run, QB1. Tie-breaking 2-run laser. Touchdown Stevenson, 4-2 Reds.
The Reds would go on to win it by that score. They're 3 games out of a wild card spot. This update is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Are the Guardians... Are they going to do this thing? Are they trying to... Why are they trying to make this interesting?
Anytime that all of Cleveland eyes isn't on them, they do well.
That's
so right
spot
now,
on.
The Browns are playing. Everybody's so concerned about the Browns that they can just fly under the radar, and now they just doing good things.
You know what? I'm saying that, but the Reds are 3 back of the NL wild card, which again seems unlikely, but they're hanging around. The Guardians are 2.5 back of the AL wild card, which there are a bunch of teams right around there.
And they have to play the Rangers. I think it's the last series.
Yeah,
you are correct on that.
So there's a chance, man. I feel like at least with the Guardian situation, the problem you're going to have there is this is just enough hope. But then if they don't do it, then what you're going to see is Guardians ownership and the front office say, yeah, see, we were almost a playoff team last year, so all we need to do is just a couple little tweaks this offseason, we'll be back in the playoffs. And if I were a Guardians fan, I would be screaming, we were near the World Series last year, and now we are fighting for a playoff spot. Do more than just promote a couple guys from AAA and add a, middle reliever and call it a day. You need to make some big swings this offseason. We'll see if the Guardians actually will do it. But first, we got to find out if they'll actually make the playoffs or not. They're 2.5 out. Reds are 3 out. I mean, it's getting late. season's almost over, but there's still time for them to make a run if they want to. So.
To the front office's defense, though, I'm sure they thought they would have Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz.
Don't defend
I mean, I just think that they thought that they would have those two guys to help them down the stretch.
They probably did.
You can't predict gambling scandals.
No, you know what would help them? The same thing that people have been banging the table for 20 years. Some bats.
Yeah.
You go out there and spend some money and get some sticks in the lineup, you wouldn't have these problems. You wouldn't have to win
some of that.
2-1 and 3-2 or something like that. You'd probably be winning 7-5, 7-0, things like that.
Well,
but the game, not yesterday's game, the game before that, they won that game by hitting singles and doubles. In the play, if they make the playoffs, they will get swept.
Yeah, because that's not the game. It's not the way. I don't think that works. It's not a winning strategy. But whatever. Guardians are hanging around. Reds are hanging around, making it interesting, which is all you can ask for, I guess, from these two franchises. Can't ask for them to be dominant. That not in modern baseball. Apparently, we've just given up on having a team that could actually go out and win their division or anything close to that. All right, NFL team that's building a new stadium. The Broncos have announced 2031. They want to open a new stadium. They have decided that the stadium formerly known as Mile High Stadium, I don't know what it's called now, the new Mile High, right? Because this is the one that opened in 2001. This one, it's old and bad, and we gotta get a new one. Now
this one opened in 2001.
Yep.
So it's been 24 years.
Yeah, well, but by the time they close it down, it's going to be 30 whole years of a stadium. You can't have a stadium for 30 years.
By the way, the name is Empower Field at Mile High.
There we go. Right, I think it was like Sports Authority Field at one point too. I don't know. They've had a few different names on it, but they're doing a bit of a. I would say if you're going to build a new stadium, this is about the best way you could do it.
Oh, is it better than the Bay Airs?
It's definitely better than what the Browns are doing.
Oh,
so we'll give you that.
Let's hear it.
They are building this stadium. I went and looked. The plot of land that they've purchased is less than 1 mile from the current stadium. So it's right off the freeway. It's very similar for everyone who goes to these Broncos games. You will basically go to the same exit, more or less. And instead of turning left, you'll turn right or whatever it is. But they have that sorted out. So they've got a place. They've already bought the land. They're also going to be using all private funds to build the stadium. No public dollars for the construction of the stadium. Now, the city and the state and the county or whoever are going to kick in on infrastructure, but that's also with like any stadium that gets built, 9 times out of 10, those entities will kick that in.
I'm sure nobody got a problem with if they paying for the bill. You said they're
building the stadium, private funds completely.
Oh, then nobody got no problem with that. Do your thing.
It's the Walmart people that own the Broncos, right? The Walton family.
The Walton family
put a big Walmart sign on the outside of it too.
Yeah, they are not short on cash, to be clear. They're probably one of the richest ownership groups in all of the NFL, and they are flexing their muscles to get this done because they're also going to build like a multi-use buildings, a whole entertainment district, all that stuff.
Ooh, go ahead and tell what feature it got on it.
It has a retractable roof
yes,
with
sir.
natural grass. Let's go. Like that, that is the dream.
They're going to host many Super Bowls.
And Taylor Swift concerts. Let's go.
Host many Super Bowls with that. I'm going to tell you that. It's not just Super Bowls. They might host soccer matches, all that.
I don't understand why the Browns didn't go with a retractable. Like, why are they insisting on a domed? I know it's not a dome; it's a glass roof with whatever, but steel structures and all that. But like, why not have a retractable roof in Brook Park with the Browns? One, you're putting it in Brook Park. Two, it's not a retractable roof; it's permanently enclosed. So even if it's an 80-degree day out and it's sunny and beautiful, well, we're not going to have that. It's going to be inside, and it's going to be 72 climate controlled. We're not going to have any like outside atmosphere, none of that. It's all inside. You're playing essentially in a giant building. I don't get why you wouldn't want a retractable roof on that stadium up in Cleveland. Personally,
maybe because they want to just control the climate, I guess.
But but football's better when there's the at least opportunity of there to be some of the natural elements to
it. Is you'll get natural light.
Great. That's good. Yeah, just like an IKEA. Yeah, that's fine.
You get the natural light. That's why it's all glass.
I
don't think the Vikings things is retractable.
No, it's not, and I think it's dumb. And the Colts, the Colts
it's actually pretty.
The Colts isn't either.
Pretty cool.
They got the guy
Colts
who
ain't retractable.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean,
either.
I've driven by it many times. It doesn't look like it opens. It's got windows so you can see the sun. It'll look like what it looks like is actually a lot like what I think the Browns' new stadium will look like. And I believe the guy who was the chief architect on at least the designer of all this, that architect was the same one that designed the Brown Stadium, that designed Brook Park. And maybe that Viking Stadium too, or that designed the Indianapolis Colts Stadium. I don't think
there are 5 retractable NFL. There are 5 NFL stadiums with retractable roofs. The Cowboys, the Colts, the Falcons, the Texans, the Cardinals.
Do they use it? I feel like I've never seen their roof.
They might not use it, but it definitely does.
I stand corrected. I guess they can. I didn't realize they could open it up. I thought that was.
No, you know how I know they can open. I know they opened it up because when I was there in the preseason, I remember them saying that they were opening it for one of the preseason games that I played in.
All right, well then it's even worse because the guy who designed that stadium, designing the Browns Stadium, why not put a retractable roof in that? Answer. The Browns ownership doesn't want to, and I think that's stupid.
Actually, that's right. I was confused with Ford Field. I've been to both Ford Field and Lucas Oil many times.
I know they'll
that's
open.
Not retractable.
Ford Field open up.
I don't think the Vikings one does either, right? I mean, that one's closed.
It's all glass. That's kind of what the Browns is going to be.
I don't get it. Also, very quickly, I saw the Steelers sign Jabril Peppers. This feels like something that will work for them because he just got cut in the preseason. And it feels like he's going to go to the Steelers and rejuvenate his career and play for like 8 more years. And I'm going to be really annoyed by that development because he's going to make a big play in a game against the Browns, and I'm going to feel real bad about that. I'm not going to like it.
What about Juan Thornhill?
What about him? I'm talking about Jabril Peppers because he played for the Browns, and he's a Michigan man, and I don't like him. Well, and I'm sad that he's going to the Steelers, where he will probably kill the Browns.
Juan Thornhill fits all of that.
Well, all right, fine. I'm just saying the Wolverines part is what annoys me. But yeah, that's the part I don't like.
If Jabril Peppers could still play in the NFL, so can Tyvis. That's my take.
There you go.
Well,
get out there.
You said it, not me.
Ryan Day, not a fan of the new transfer portal rule, will tell you what he said next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Wednesday. We are noticing one traffic alert out on the roads this morning, and that's some debris on the roadway. That's happening over in New Albany. State Route 161 in that eastbound direction, just past Hamilton Road. 2 right lanes are still blocked this morning. It looks like the debris was caused to after 2 cars collided and crashed in that area, so do be mindful. We still have first responders in that scene. Unfortunately, that does come with some congestion and delays out there. 21 miles per hour for your travel times towards this crash site. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Behind the O. Buckeye fans, Behind the O is now in the App Store. Free for fans, NIL for athletes. Download the Behind the O app today.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and football season is here at Columbus, and Germain Toyota of Columbus has the winning plays. Drive home a brand new 2025 Tacoma SR5, just $269 a month for 36 months, 10,000 miles a year. Or power up with the Tundra, now just 1.75 APR for 72 months. Don't wait. These deals, they won't last long. Stop by Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or shop anytime at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com or follow Bobcat Enterprises Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Scotty Vegas here. Smartest bet of the season? Bet on yourself. I needed a weight loss plan that fit into real life. Tailgates, road trips, kids' nights, and still lets you eat. Week 1 with Awaken 180, I was down 6. By the end, 45 pounds gone. That's with wings, chili, meatballs, sausages, all the good stuff. It's the Tailgate transformation. Structure, coaching, and food that tastes like a win. Make the smart play. Start your Tailgate transformation at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's Thursday Night Football on the Fan. Catch the Commanders and Packers live from Lambeau. Fan coverage starts Thursday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly clear skies for us and a little bit warmer, but it'll still be a refreshing start to the day with temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s and mostly clear skies. For this afternoon, we break back into the low 80s with plenty of sun, and then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with lows in the mid 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on The Buckeye Show. News, special guests, and everything scarlet and gray. The Fan. Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. Ask Tyvis anything coming up at 7:30. Just a few minutes away. We will get Tyvis's answers to any and all questions. So put them in there at Bone and Tyvis 971 or in the YouTube chat, youtube.com or the YouTube app, 971 The Fan. Click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll find it. Jump in the chat with Rusty and Heron and all the other regulars that jump in there. We appreciate you guys. What are you seeing in the chat? Seeing something? What's going on?
No, I was just looking at, Heron say, get a Peppers jersey.
I'm not getting it. Yeah.
Jabril Peppers jersey,
get out of here. No,
I was with the Browns when they drafted him.
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah.
It was fine. He was cool.
Yeah.
It was funny. So him and I was.
Did he come up to you and say, "What's it like to get an interception?" That's really neat. I've never done one of those.
So him and I was in practice. We was both in at safety, and this is when G-Dub was the defense coordinator. So the safeties was playing like 20 yards off the ball, which I hated it.
I remember that, and I remember being annoyed by it when I watched it.
I couldn't stand it. And then they explained why they did it, and I'm just like, Yeah, I don't like it.
I still hate it.
Anyways,
I'm glad we both hated that. But like you had way more reason to hate it given that you played safety. But yeah, that's like I didn't understand it either.
So him and I, it was this, we were at safety and I can't remember what route they ran, but him and I broke on the ball at the same time. And we would have had a pick, but we ran into each other. And it was the most unathletic thing that it was so bad that I showed it to my wife and she just looked at me and said, how is it that y'all are NFL professional players? Like the way we collided and fell, it looked just terrible.
Yeah.
You guys would have had a pick if he would have got out of your way because to T-Bone's point, he doesn't get interceptions.
No, he would have dropped it. He should have got out of your way and said, sorry, you're the expert. You know how to actually catch some of these passes, so I'm going to get out of your way.
He was a first-round pick, and he was trying to
I remember.
I
very much remember how much I didn't like that, and I didn't understand it, but whatever. It's it's fine. Anyway, I'm sure he'll do everything for the Steelers, and that'll greatly
apparently, I was talking to Aditi Kinkawala yesterday, and because she's a Pittsburgh fan, and she was saying how one of the coach, Kevin Hilton or something, I don't know what his name is.
I don't care.
But
yes,
he loves Jabril. I guess he worked with Jabril maybe with the Patriots or something like that. But make a long story short, he loves Jabril Peppers, and he's now with Pittsburgh. So that probably has something to do with why Jabril got signed by the Steelers.
That tracks. Ryan Day was asked a variety of things. He had his weekly press availability yesterday. Something came up about the single transfer window, which now, if you don't know, we talked about this last week. It opens January 2nd. And, of course, for teams like North Carolina football, let's say, they're not going to have any problems with that because they'll be like, great, we're not doing anything. Bowl game's over. It's been over 2 weeks ago.
That's so messed up.
For, like, most of the college football teams, that's probably not going to be a big deal because that's right at the end of your season. But for the teams that are competitive and maybe trying to win championships like Ohio State, that's going to be right in the middle of when you hope to still be playing college football games. So Ryan Day was asked about if he likes the new transfer window or not. Here's what he said.
Are you a fan, by the way, of the proposed change in the transfer portal to one-time January? Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I no. I don't think it's a good idea at all. In the conversations that we had with the Big Ten coaches, I think the majority of them agree. I just don't quite understand how, for teams that are playing in the playoffs are expected to, make the decisions and sign their upcoming players while they're still getting ready to play for games. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know the calendar is funky, but I know that the Big Ten and Tony Petitti's been working hard because he doesn't believe it either, and neither do the coaches in the Big Ten. We had a lot of long discussions about that and tried to work through the different windows, but I don't agree with it being in January.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I said that when we first talked about it, when they said they condensed it down to one, I thought it was going to be in the spring. I didn't know it was going to be in January because, again, if you're going for a champion, if you're competing for a championship, you won't be able to look into the transfer portal because you are so busy trying to win the championship. So you're going to miss out on some recruits. And then again, like I said, I think the spring is better because signing day, obviously people come on campus in December, all of those things. But after spring ball, as a player and as coaches, where people are going to stand, where they are going to be on the depth chart, right?
Yeah.
So if a guy is a third or fourth year and he's not in the too deep, he needs to be able to transfer. But if he won't know that until after the spring, because you don't know who's leaving to go to the draft. You don't know what these freshmen going to be. You don't know any of that stuff. And January is just not the right time to be trying to figure that out.
Well, this is where I find, because you're right, like they have to make all those decisions somehow in the midst of trying to get ready for a bowl game. You have to tell all these guys, hey, you matter. We're a team. We're together. And then the only thing I can picture is they have to pull some guys aside and say, hey, yeah, but all that we just said doesn't apply to you. You might want to look for a transfer because we don't see you as being a part of this team long term. How do you do that in the middle of when you're actually playing games?
You ain't.
Right.
You're
and
not.
So the other part of that is now the rules on the transfer portal are still murky to me. I'm sure there's a way to find these out, and maybe one of you guys know. But if someone jumps in the transfer portal January 2nd And then when does it close? Like 11 days later or something like that. Let's say it's January 13th or 15th, or whatever it is. If you're in the portal and then you don't pick a school yet, you're just once you're in, I think, right? Am I wrong on that?
Once you get in the portal, you're in the portal, yes.
So like March, you could decide, I want to go play at this school. You could take a couple months to figure out when you want to play.
Yes.
But you are basically jumping in and then jumping in blind, essentially, and saying, I don't know if Ohio State wants me, but I've heard they might.
Yes.
Or whatever. So
that's exactly what's going to happen.
So the point is, players could still get in the portal from these other schools, and then they don't know if they're going to end up where they're going to end up. They could also, if they jump in the portal, jump back out of the portal, right? So theoretically, an Ohio State player could jump in the portal and say, well, I'm not sure. The coaches haven't been clear with me. I don't know if I'm going to play here or not next year. I'll jump in the portal just to be safe. And then after the bowl run or whatever, they could come back and say, well, I turns out I want to stay here.
Didn't Sam Williams
I think
Dixon
you can
do that?
I know that players have. I don't know specific examples, but
so what
anyway,
you saying?
The point being is there are ways for players to navigate this, but it's way more difficult on the players who want to do this. It's certainly more difficult on the coaches and staffs who are involved at these high-level programs. So what you're going to have a lot of is
people jumping in the portal.
You're probably going to have a lot of people, yes, cautiously
every
putting
year.
in, like they do with the draft, with the NBA draft, where it's like, well, I put my name out there just in case. But then you can reserve the right to come back after that and say, never mind, I'm going to be a second-round pick. I don't want to go.
So, if you're a second-round pick, you go.
Well, you should go.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I think that how players would have to navigate it is they would have to do what Devin Brown did, which is I'm in the portal, I'm looking to transfer, but I'm going to stay in practice with the team until the season's over.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Whenever the run is over. Because that's the only – because if you do that, you could be in the portal, so that means your agent or your representative is actively out there trying to get other schools, engage other schools' interests, which I feel like they probably do that before you even announce going into the portal anyways. Don't know if that's legal or not, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what goes on. And for the player to protect himself, listen, you stay in shape, because if you get in the portal and you're just not doing anything, you're just working out on your own, that's no good. But if you're out there actually playing football still, you're actually working on your craft and all those things, you're a part of the team. And if the team wins the championship, you still get a ring, you get to be a part of all of that. I think that might be the way, if the schools allow them to do that. Certain schools might be like, you hitting the portal, get out of here now. That might be a thing too. So
the whole problem, like we've talked about, comes down to the academic calendar, where they've tied this to, well, technically this is when the best time is to transfer so you can get all your credits over to the next school. And I just feel like what we're talking about, that's for 90% of the guys who are transferring, that matters. But you could do all of that by separating it from the academic calendar, just saying in the spring you can transfer. But that might mean you have to sit out a semester of school, or you stay at your school and finish out some classes and then go transfer in the spring. But this January window makes no sense other than for the academic calendar, which if we ran college football by the academic calendar, you would never see 90% of the things that we now call college football. There would be no playoffs. There would be no extended bowl season stuff, because all that interferes with finals and interferes with all this other stuff. But we don't care about that stuff when the academic calendar comes around. Suddenly now we care about that for transfers, and I don't get it.
It's not the academic calendar. If the academic calendar is a thing, that's fine. You can use that excuse. Put it after the spring game, because after the spring game, I think you got 1-2 weeks of classes, maybe. When is the spring? April.
You're right.
And it's over probably in May. Yeah. So okay, put it in May. Put it in May. That's the perfect time, because that you can't blame nothing on the academic calendar. What they doing is trying to take the kids' rights away. That's really what it is.
That's what it feels like
at the end of the day, if the perfect spot is May, because you went through spring, you know where you stand. All the reasons that I pointed out. January is still murky. It's still, you locked in for the season. If you don't do it in January, when you don't have all the information of who's staying, who's going, what freshman is going to play, where I'm going to be in the spring, you don't have all that information yet. So let's lock you in for a whole year. Yeah. So you can't transfer when you get all the information. So now if you get beat out in the spring, it is what it is. You just got to be a part of of this team for the rest of the year. So it's really the NCAA just trying to strip the players' rights away, and that's all it is.
Yes. For me, this is completely idiotic for two main reasons. One, who's going to enforce this? You're telling me you're making this about the academic calendar. Okay, so if a kid wants to transfer in the spring and go to a different school as a student and then go play for the football team, if they try to stop him, he's going to sue, and the court is going to rule with the kid like they have been for all these cases that have involved anything like this. And then another one, what about the basketball players? They're not going to do a January window. Obviously, they're going to do a spring window. Well, that's to my point. It's like, let's just have one big spring transfer window, and then we could just track all the football players and the Division I basketball players that are transferring, and it makes sense for both.
You know who voted for this? The loser schools. That's the answer. The losers said this is a good idea because this will help us get players, and they're dumb, and this is why they suck, and this is why they'll never win. All those loser schools voted for this. Good job, everybody. Ask Tyvis anything. 2 minutes away. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, the roads are looking busier out there as more people head out the door. Canal Winchester and Pickerington over in our southeast corner. You're looking a little bit busier on 33 westbound towards the city this morning. Certain sections looking at 12-mile-per-hour travel times out there. A similar situation for folks in Grove City this morning. If you're taking 71 northbound in that direction, noticing a couple of congested areas from 71 over by Greenlawn Avenue to over to 71 by Stringtown Road after a crash just cleared up in that area. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we will have the huddle. All your NFL questions answered. We'll get into, whatever we can think of with the NFL. Dylan always comes up with some of the best questions to try to figure out. So we'll do that coming up at 8 o'clock. Tyvis and I are warm today because apparently, and this was, I'm sure you heard this on the shows yesterday, the heating and cooling issues here in the studios have been something's been broken with the system, and so
they talked about it on the radio yesterday.
I'm guessing. I cannot imagine these shows that no one talked about it because it's warm in here now.
It's hot.
And
it's hot.
And Tyvis and I like it hot, and we're saying it's a bit warm. So if you don't like it hot and you work here, just a fair warning. It's a little muggy in the studios today. So maybe wear like some beach attire when you come in here.
Get to know your resident national champion. It's time for Ask Tyvis Anything.
You tweeted, he answers, or you went in the YouTube chat, or maybe you texted him. I don't know. We have a bunch of questions. Tryhards in the YouTube chat said, Tyvis, what is your GOAT post-game meal?
Ooh, I like this.
Post-game meal.
Well, the best post-game meal I think I've ever had was we were playing against Kansas City, and it's some famous barbecue place that's out there.
Oh, they got a few of them in Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't remember
Jack
which one.
Stack is one of them, I want to say.
I don't think it was Jack Stack. I can't remember what it was, but whatever it was, my goodness.
What'd you have?
It was delicious.
What
They
was
had
the selection of
ribs,
meats?
chicken, mac and cheese, baked beans, green beans. I felt like I was back in the South. It was really, really good. That was probably the best post-game meal I ever had. And because after every game, wherever city you in, somebody caters to the team. So that was like you grab this and then you get on the bus and go to the airport.
Oh, so you couldn't just sit there and enjoy it.
No. You was on the bus with this.
You're taking it to go.
Yeah, you get it in the to-go plate and you go through the little line, put it in there, boom, get on the bus, eat it.
I don't know how this works. So, like, you're an NFL player, you win a big game, you get back from the game. Does everybody go out afterwards?
So it depends. So when I was in Denver, we were not very good, right? We weren't very good, and we won a game. I can't remember who we played. We won a big game, and we got back at like 11 p.m. Right, and Bob Miller was like, "Club 56 is open tonight." I'm like, what is Club 56? Like, what is that? And that is his house. So if you go to his house, he got his basement set up where he got the turntables down there. He got the full bar.
Okay.
And all that. So everybody was going to his house to like celebrate. But before that, they wanted to go to Papado's. So they was like, everybody go meet at, I think it was Papado's. We went to some restaurant before, and then everybody was leaving the restaurant and going to his house.
Okay.
I went to the restaurant. I didn't go to his house.
Oh, I see. So you missed the after party.
Yeah, I missed the after party.
That's fine. Chris says, easiest and hardest classes you took in college. That's interesting.
The easiest class I took was the two best classes I took was volleyball and yoga.
Yoga?
I took both of them classes.
What a class.
Man, it was that's the first time I took that yoga class. You know how at the end you do the rest pose where you laying flat on your back?
Oh, yeah, where you just lay flat and that's it?
Yeah, and everybody, I went to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I was so relaxed, I went to sleep.
So I have to ask, how was the talent in the yoga class?
I mean,
that's what I want to know.
You need to stop. I was focused on my flexibility.
Dylan, I had the same question when it comes to both volleyball and yoga. I was like, these are classes where, I mean, you know, the co-ed situation would be all right.
I was in there trying to further my education.
That's fine. And good for you. And that's the way it should
You know what?
be.
I'm just happy you didn't answer salad to the previous question of what your best post-game meal was.
Yes.
So.
No, see, back then you could eat whatever because you just burn it off. See, now you got to watch it.
Right.
And then the hardest class I took actually was turf management. It was actually my last year. It was an online course. I failed it, but everybody failed it, so they curved it, and I ended up getting a C. So turf management was the hardest class.
So you learned to be a groundskeeper?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I found out that I'm not a groundskeeper.
Well, I love that they have that class because I know they have a great ag department there at Ohio State.
Yeah.
But also use those brilliant people who work in the ag department to help you have natural grass in the shoe. Why can we not have this? And this is also why apparently you hate natural grass and you want fake artificial turf.
No.
You failed this class. So now I understand.
I don't hate turf. I love turf.
I think you hate.
I mean, I love
regular grass. You hate regular grass.
No, I love grass.
Then why don't you want to see it in any NFL stadiums? You want everything to be.
I never
you
said.
want it to be inside in a dome with 72 degrees, no weather.
But not on turf.
Well, how's the grass going to grow if there's no weather? They need sunlight.
They need
rain.
they need to do something. Don't Arizona got natural grass?
They roll it out. Yeah.
Well, that's what the Browns need to do. Roll it out.
They have like a giant baking sheet for the grass.
And that's exactly what all NFL teams should do that's in the dome.
Okay, good. I'm glad you feel that way because we agree on grass. That's good. You have Asphalt Soldier on Twitter who says, hey, Tyvis, honestly, did 12 Gauge make the right choice to come back after the national championship? Also, best Buckeye quarterback you faced in practice.
Well, Braxton is the best quarterback I've ever. Braxton might be the only quarterback that I didn't pick off in practice. I don't think I've ever picked him off in practice.
Really?
But everybody else, easy money. Easy money.
Wow.
Cardale, you said did he make the right decision? I do believe that that's a wash. I know people in hindsight, you think that if he came out after 3 games, that he probably would have been the third quarterback drafted. We went back and looked at this. The third quarterback drafted was the dude that went to the Saints. I keep forgetting it. Garrett Grayson or something like that. He went in the third.
Yeah.
He went in the third round. Cardale went in the 4th. So, like, essentially, it's a wash. Like, it didn't matter if he. And then they would have dissected him into 3 games anyways. Because I think in the Natty, they had 4 turnovers on offense, so like they would have dissected him. He would have been like an Anthony Richardson. They would have been like, oh, he's got all this potential, but he hasn't played a lot, you know? So, like, I think they would have dissected him in there. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, 1 round. He would have went 3rd. Oh, whoop-dee.
He made his peace with it.
And he needed to pay his half of the rent, so he made the right choice for me financially.
Trent says, who was the most difficult person that you defended in the NFL? Someone that just absolutely toasted you every time you lined up with him.
I tell you, Doug Baldwin. I keep saying, listen, Doug made me feel like that I didn't belong in the NFL. I've never felt like this in my life. And it was to the point where I felt like he was picking on me. Like, you know, they'd be like, Tyvis, scout team, guard Doug on this route. They tell me the route. I know the route, but I can't stop this man on the release because I'm working on my press technique. I don't think I've ever touched his jersey. I don't.
That's crazy.
And I would sit there and I'd talk to Sherm because I watched Sherm go up against him and Sherm would get him. And he'd be like, Tyvis, you gotta just jump him or something, do something, like throw him off. I said, Sherm, every time I try to jump jam this man, he go right around me, and it's like I don't touch him, and he's streaking down the field by himself. And I felt so bad about it. And then when we got to Sundays, he would do it to the other team, and I'd say, okay, so I do belong. Yeah, I do. I can play in this league for sure. So Doug,
look at all these other guys who are getting paid more money who are also getting burned.
Doug is the release king. I don't care what nobody says. Actually, it's a universal thing. Doug is the best person when it comes to beating press.
That's good. See, these are things I never would have guessed. I mean, I know Doug Baldwin, great NFL wide receiver, but that's not a name I would have expected on the toughest guy you ever covered.
So the 2 players that I was cool with Doug and I was cool with Sherm, both of them were Stanford grads, although I think Sherm was Sanford, but whatever. They both were Stanford grads. Both of them had the head coach of Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Harbaugh said that out of his entire career of coaching, the 2 worst players he's ever coached is Richard Sherman and Doug Baldwin. Both of them went to the Seattle Seahawks and actually was really, really good.
When did he say this?
Well, apparently it's beef with them.
I didn't know that.
They can't stand Jim, and Jim can't stand them.
That's great. We need to have either of those guys on just to have like when Jim Harbaugh like massively screws up an NFL game, we just need to have them on to talk crap about him. That would be great. We can do that segment whenever you want. All right, we'll come back. Things are not going well for Tyreek Hill. We'll give you details on that situation next. D-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, hey, some good news for folks in New Albany. We just had some debris on the roadway that just cleared up not too long ago. That was all happening on 161, that eastbound direction, just past Hamilton Road, where 2 right lanes were blocked in that area. Definitely caused some slowdowns for your early morning commute. But again, that has cleared up ever since. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
5 words no one wants to hear. You need a new roof. What do you do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year, no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until July 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average, federal insured by NCUA.
This just in. Hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches. And our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Offer ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally, we're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Ravens in Baltimore.
Live fan coverage starts Sunday at 11 with the Kick at 1.
Your Central Ohio home of the Browns, The Fan.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join The Fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, guys, listen up. If you're having issues where you're saying, oh, man, I just don't feel like myself, maybe the low energy that you're feeling, the tiredness, the sluggishness, could be related to low T. You can go find out when you talk to my guys at Columbus Men's Clinic. They will take into account your body, what you have going on with you, not with anybody else, not a one-size-fits-all treatment, and they'll also take into account your budget, which I think is important, too. You can go to Columbus Men's Clinic right now. It's very simple. Just give them a call, 614-300-7400, or visit columbusmensclinic.com. You set up your initial consultation. It's just $99. That includes your blood work and a consultation with a medical professional who can help guide you through what it is that you need when it comes to testosterone treatment. Possibly it's erectile dysfunction that you want to talk about as well. I'm going to them for weight management right now, getting the semaglutide, but I'm doing it with someone who actually cares about what's going on with me personally, not some online pharmacy that's just going to send you stuff in a box and that's it. They will take this seriously and help you find out what you need to get your situation fixed. 614-300-7400 to call Columbus Men's Clinic. Again, 614-300-7400 or columbusmensclinic.com. All right, so Tyvis, Tyreek Hill not having a great run of things here.
Yeah, he ain't living right. He need to go talk to somebody and figure out what he's doing wrong in life because it's on him right now. Them demons is on him.
His estranged wife, Keita Vaccaro, is accusing him of domestic violence on 8 separate occasions. This news coming from divorce court documents where a lot of different things are alleged, which you can go read them if you want to. They're all very unsavory and not good. Here's the thought I have on Tyreek Hill, and you can call this, I don't know, maybe me bringing up old news, but when you see a pattern of behavior from someone, I don't know if these new accusations are true. I have no way of knowing. These are alleged. We will find out if these are true, possibly.
The problem he faces is he has a past of
he has a lot of
similar events. So if somebody comes out and says that he's doing that, typically the public is going to believe that because his past tells that is a thing that he did.
And that's why we don't try these things in the court of public opinion. They get, looked at by lawyers and judges, and they go through a court of law. And even that obviously has its, it has its ups and downs, its flaws, but it's obviously the best system we have is going through the legal process. But here's what I'll say about Tyreek Hill, because I can't believe it's been this long ago, but he started out his career, you'll remember, at Oklahoma State, where he was very good, and then he got kicked off the team. Why did he get kicked off the team? Because he was alleged to have punched and kicked his pregnant girlfriend at the time, and that became obviously known to the public. He, unlike a lot of these situations, right, where you have some kind of domestic dispute, some kind of allegation, oftentimes what you will see is there's an accusation put out there. The person being accused says, I didn't do it. This isn't in my character. I would never do something like that. And it's a he said, she said. And unfortunately, there's really no resolution a lot of times in those cases. That's not what happened with Tyreek Hill. I had to go back and reacquaint myself with this. In 2014, when he got kicked off the Oklahoma State team, he admitted in court, I did this. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. All those things accompanied, his statement. But he flat out said, yes, I did this. This occurred. You're right. He punched and kicked his pregnant girlfriend. When you can admit that you did that, I don't care if you say it was a momentary lapse or anything like that. Something is different about you than I think is with a lot of other people. If you would willingly hit someone that's your domestic partner, let alone someone who's pregnant, I don't understand how a judge looked at that. It was a plea deal, right? So he admitted to this in return for...
You're talking about with his...
This is in 2014. This is with his girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
Right? And so that situation, he never went to jail for that. Did
he get suspended?
He got kicked off the Oklahoma State team.
Oh, he
got kicked off the team, and then he had to bounce to a couple of community colleges, and then eventually when he got drafted, it's what's interesting to me is that resolution in that case didn't come until he was already in the NFL. So he had been kicked off the team, went to some JUCOs, eventually got drafted because everyone knew how talented he was. And then when he was there with the Chiefs, he went and, had this hearing where they finally said, yes, okay, I did this stuff in return for no jail time. And I just think, I wonder if what would have happened if that judge had just said, no, sorry, we have you doing this. You're admitting to doing it. You're going to go to jail for some amount of time. I wonder if that would have changed things for him. I don't know if it would, but then you have lots of other allegations. Since then, you had the thing with his son at one point. Yeah. One of his, I think his girlfriend at the time said that he had broke his arm, and there was all that stuff that was on video. It's just, this is a pattern of behavior with him that I think it's harder and harder to believe that all of these things are just made up about you. When the first one we heard about literally wasn't made up. It's, you said you did it.
I think that the truth is always somewhere in between. I think that it's, yes, again, we go off of his past, and when you hear the new allegations, everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's not shocking. He did that. He probably did that. However, I would say in this situation, divorce is messy. There's a lot of things that go on in divorces where people, because now you're talking about splitting assets and all those things and custody of the kids and all that. So you always paint the other person out to be the worst person in the world.
Sure.
So that's a very thin line to teeter right there. So I say, I don't know what the truth is. Maybe it is. Maybe she's fabricating it a little bit. I don't know.
Well, and that's why the judge in this case, I'm sure, or, whoever's hearing this will say, we can't consider these previous things, right? We have to look at the facts of whatever's in front of us. And I get that. But we, as people in the public eye, can just look at this and say, yeah, man, I don't get why Tyreek Hill still gets a chance. I guess I do, because he's good at football. So multiple people who should be more responsible will say, I don't care about that. The type of allegations that he's had against him throughout his entire career, if he was a third string guy who couldn't get the job done, they'd have kicked his ass to the curb years ago. But because he has Olympic caliber speed and has for much of his career been a dominant player at his position, people are willing to ignore all of these things that don't seem like they add up to being a good human and don't seem to be, honestly, someone that you would want to buy the jersey of, give millions of dollars to, have representing your organization. I think sometimes NFL organizations lose sight of that and just say, yeah, but he can help us win games, so who cares?
You know, when you talk about Tyreek, remember when he did the I'm out thing, where he was like, I'm done with the Dolphins, and they asked him, and he was like, it's just been a lot of bad stuff that's happened since I've been here. We always thought he was talking about just being arrested. I think somebody said his house was on fire or something like that.
He had that go on, right?
Maybe all of this is a part of that as well. You know, maybe obviously the cheating and having the kids, and maybe the relationship with his wife turned rocky. Cause some attractive women in Miami, so there's a lot of temptation there, and some people fold like a lawn chair to that temptation. And maybe obviously he did have those things. So maybe, Miami just is not the place for him. No. And that's why when he said what he said, he knew that he's done some terrible things and made some bad decisions, and just bad things has happened to him. So that's why he wants to be out of Miami. And if that's the case, they need to get him out of Miami ASAP. He should have never left the Chiefs. He should have just stayed with the Chiefs, and he would have been fine.
The Dolphins seem like a great organization right now. Things don't seem to be going well.
They about to fire their whole coaching staff, get rid of Tua, Tyreek, everybody.
It's only been one game, and it's already all off the rails. All right, we'll take a break, come back. The Huddle is next. Your NFL questions answered when we come back. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Folks, we are noticing some major slowdowns after a really big crash downtown south of Bexley. We're noticing this impact 70 westbound just past Kelton Avenue. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 left lanes are currently blocked out there. A lot of people down to 1 or 2 lanes kind of merging off. It looks like a couple of cars were involved. One of the cars flipping over multiple times. You can still see it on our traffic cams right by Kelton Avenue. Drive times not looking good either. 6 miles per hour, single digits out there, 70 westbound, once again at Kelton Avenue. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Dormar, your Climate Hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the tin man.
Hey, it's Anthony. Synergenics and Low T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. They've been changing the lives of men across the country for more than a decade. So if you've been thinking about testosterone, or if you've noticed that you're getting older, more tired, not motivated to do anything, it's not just aging. It's a physical and mental change to your body. Testosterone can actually help. And it all starts with a quick test. The on-site lab makes it quick and easy to get results in as fast as about 20 minutes. And if you decide you want the treatment and you want it at home, let the provider know, and they'll educate you on everything you need to know about treating yourself at home. And for a limited time only, visit any Synergenics or Low T Center for a free hormone consultation, and you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win autographed sports memorabilia, or you may even win a pair of tickets to a major sporting event. Book your appointment now at trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Got a less than stellar auto loan? It's time to switch and save with CME. CME wants to beat your current rate by 1.5% APR. Plus, you won't make a single payment for 90 days. That's 3 whole months with no car payment and a better rate for the long haul. It's fast, easy, and smart. Refinance with CME today. Terms and conditions apply. Minimum floor rate of 4.99% APR. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roasts or Value Pack Chuck Steaks are only $6.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Matty Ice here from McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. I recently bought a brand new Chevy Trax from McDaniel GM Superstore. It was by far the best car purchase I have ever made. And right now you can get a 2025 Trax at McDaniel GM Superstore for as low as $21,995. And with over 40 in stock, you know you'll find the perfect one for you. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hello, it's Robin Roberts here.
Hey guys, it's George Stephanopoulos here.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Strahan here. Wake up with Good Morning America.
Robin, George, Michael, GMA, America's favorite #1 morning show. The morning's first breaking news, exclusive interviews, what everyone will be talking about that day. Put some good in your morning and start your day with GMA.
Good Morning America.
Tomorrow morning starting at 7 on ABC6.
Built by tradition, driven by Saturdays. Dave Holmes, Beanie Wells, and Cardale Jones host The Script, a new show covering the Ohio State story from the guys who wrote it.
You're going to call me a homer in this situation, I know. Here we go.
With big opinions.
Why in the world would you not want a primetime game of this magnitude?
And real talk from real Buckeyes.
Yes, they're ducking the smoke. Coming in hot. Oh, my God.
New episodes every week. The Script, wherever you get your podcasts.
Wow, that nagging joint pain. You know the one. Sometimes it's from maybe years of hard work. Sometimes it's just an old injury that never healed right. I know I've got plenty of those. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for far too long. But that stops right now. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here, and QC Kinetics is here in Columbus to flip the script. Dr. Wolkoff and his team are going to use regenerative medicine, just like I got, advanced cellular treatments that will help your body heal itself. It's going to restore the damaged tissues. It's not a cover-up for it. It's not pills, it's not scalpels, it's long-term lasting relief. So you don't have to operate your life around the pain anymore. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no downtime, just smarter and natural ways to heal your body. Make sure you bring your MRI, bring your x-rays. They'll tell you if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. So just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Or visit them at qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Oven baked French toast, hot melty cheese, and meat, and meat, and meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast sandwich, piled with bacon, sausage, and Canadian bacon. United Dairy Farmers, mornings made for you.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians got another great pitching performance last night. This time it was starter Joey Canelo, who went 8 innings, giving up no runs on 4 hits. Jose Ramirez scored both runs for the Guards, including a solo blast in the first to help lead Cleveland to a 2-0 victory. The Cincinnati Reds are out on the West Coast taking on the San Diego Padres. Last night the game was tied at 2 with 2 outs in the top of the ninth when Tyler Stevenson stepped to the plate.
That's clocked to left field. Stevenson leaves the yard. Home run, QB1. Tie-breaking 2-run laser. Touchdown Stevenson, 4-2 Reds.
The Reds would go on to win it by that score. They're 3 games out of a wild card spot. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We all love the word free, so does Awaken 180. Medication-free, side effect-free, and free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can check out the podcast of this program wherever you get podcasts. Just go search T-Bone and Tyvis in your favorite podcast app. Click on subscribe, follow, like. You'll download it. You'll get every episode there right to your device, free of charge. Every single day that we're on, it comes to you for nothing. Just make sure you go like it, subscribe. And if you enjoy the show, leave us a review as well. But there you go. Podcasts, always free, always there for you. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis on your favorite podcast app. All right, lots to do this morning. There's a weird situation going on with Deion Sanders that we will talk about. Someone's AP vote was found out to be just awful, and that person's been getting raked over the coals, probably justifiably so. So that's all coming up in just a few minutes. But for now, we got to go check out some news in the NFL.
The biggest questions in the NFL are answered right here. Welcome to the Huddle.
Producer Dylan Gonzalez with the Huddle questions today. Huddle question number 1.
Of all the teams that lost week 1, which team are you guys still high on for the rest of the season?
I mean,
that's an easy one.
I was going to say easy enough for me.
I got Baltimore.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They lost by a point to another great team. Yeah, I mean, and I thought the Ravens had that game stitched up.
That's low-hanging fruit. Let me go. So let's pick somebody more.
You're not concerned with the defensive meltdown they had in the fourth quarter?
Nah, I think that's once because they had a defensive meltdown against the Browns last year, and when Jameis beat them, and they were fine. So I'm going to pick a different team because that's just too easy. I'm going to say the Seattle Seahawks. I picked them to be a wild card team. I'm going to continue to think that they're going to be a wild card team.
The low-hanging fruit is the Fighting Taylor Swifts in Kansas City, but I digress.
That's fair, too. They lost.
That's fair. Yeah, that's low-hanging fruit, too.
All right, question number 2, Dan.
All right, on the inverse of all the teams that won week 1, which team are you still low on for the season that you're selling their stock?
Go ahead and say Minnesota.
No, I'm not going to do that. You know what? I have. You know what? J.J. McCarthy's the greatest quarterback that's ever quarterbacked in the NFL. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I'm going to go that route because now this is the worst thing with him having one good quarter of football in the NFL. Now I've got Michigan fans sending me videos of him throwing ducks.
You know who had
in college against the Buckeyes who blew coverages left and right. But they're like, look at this pass. Look at the deep ball. And it's like, the receiver's standing still. 10 yards wide open.
You want to know what's so funny about J.J. McCarthy having the one good quarter? Us people in Ohio, especially us Browns fans, we know that because we hung on to Deshaun Watson's second half performance against Baltimore like it was the best thing ever, and that failed. So don't worry. If you truly don't believe in J.J. McCarthy, there's a whole season left.
No, my answer is not the Vikings because I do believe that Kevin O'Connell is a great coach and they have a solid defense and all those things. My answer is the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I never see what people see in Kyler Murray. I don't think he's going to.
He needs to have diarrhea all the time.
Yeah, apparently he had diarrhea and he looked okay after week 1.
I'm gonna say Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I think that the way that I don't think that their offense can continue to put up that type of points, and their defense was trash last week against the Jets. The Jets.
Well,
so therefore, I think that it's going to be one of those things that's going to catch up to him.
Why do you hate Justin Fields? He carved up the greatest defense in the NFL. That's the way I'm looking at it.
He's not the greatest.
Go Bucks.
They're not the greatest.
Yeah. Question number 3, Dylan.
The first Thursday Night Football game on Amazon Prime is tomorrow with your guy, Kirk Herbstreit. T-Bone, who do you have, Packers or Commanders? Right now the Packers are a 3.5-point favorite.
I mean, it's at home, right, for the Packers? It's at Lambeau?
It's in Washington, I believe. I'll double
Is it?
check
I thought okay, my bad. I thought it was in Lambeau. All right, well, either way, I still like what the Packers had coming out.
It's in Green Bay.
Is it? Okay. Coming out, though, I like what the Packers had defensively. I thought they're a little bit more of a complete team right now. Not that the Commanders are going to be bad. This should be another great matchup, but I'll take the Packers there. You said they're favored?
Or they're 3.5.
Packers by 3.5.
I might take the points there, but still, I think the Packers win that game.
Go, Pack, go. I got the Packers winning that game. I think that it's hard to win in Lambeau. I don't think as great as Jaden Daniels is and as good as their offense looked, I don't think that they're going to win in Lambeau.
As the gambling nerd looking at that line, it's very suspicious. I think I'm with you, T-Bone. I think I will take the points with the Commanders and would not be surprised if the very public play that's going to be the Packers tomorrow doesn't end up cashing out.
Yeah, you always have to watch with teams like the Cowboys, the Packers, that have like just large followings. I know all NFL teams have large followings, but those ones specifically, there's a lot of bet with your heart going on, and I don't trust that line either. Question number 4.
Will Tyvis and I get our wish, and will NFL be played exclusively indoors by the year 2050?
No. The answer is no, because Buffalo's building their stadium, their new stadium, and
that's all right. When's it opening? Next year?
I think next year.
Well, that's 2050 is the perfect time to tear it down and build a new one.
They're not going to do that.
No, they won't.
They're not going to do that.
Although I do like that Buffalo Stadium because they are covering like 70% of the seats so that if it rains or snows, you won't get as much of that in the stands, but you still get it on the field. See, the elements still get played. My answer on why it won't be exclusively in dome stadiums is 2 teams. Neither of them are the Bills, because the Bills can just tear that down and build a dome eventually. I think it's the Packers that will never play in a dome because of Lambeau. They want to keep that history. I don't think they'll ever go to a dome there. And the Cincinnati Bengals, because their ownership is cheap as hell, and they will not.
That's true.
They will not. They pay. I will tell you, they pay quarterbacks and wide receivers. That's fine, but they are not going to, in any way, shape, or form, build a dome. I would be shocked. I know they want a new stadium,
Cincinnati.
I'd be shocked if the proposal, whatever they put that out there, is a domed stadium. But
I would love to see the render. I can't wait till the renderings of that come out.
That'll be fun.
They're gonna throw a dome on it. Maybe that's why he's so hesitant to pay people now, because he's trying to save for that dome.
Or it could just be that's how that franchise always has been run.
Do you think he will ever sell the team?
Mike Brown?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his daughter, Katie Blackburn, pretty much runs the team now anyway. She's largely in charge of a lot of decision-making there, so it's going to stay in the family, I would guess.
Well, Jeannie Buss sold the Lakers. You never know.
Yeah, she did.
That's because she
right.
don't want to pay them luxury tax. That's what it is.
That was called a second apron for sale sign right there.
Them steep. Them prices steep.
No, I think the Bengals ownership will stay in it for a little bit longer.
Speaking of steep, we got like a minute. You getting a new iPhone? You seen the Apple event was yesterday.
How much do you want for the new iPhone?
I think it's like $1,300, but that's not the point.
They want $300 for.
You see, they making the Razor. You remember the Razor, the Motorola Razor,
the little flip phone.
So the new one of the new iPhones is as thin as the Razor.
Okay.
So we'll shatter easier.
But people might like that. I'm not me. I'm keeping mine. I told the wife yesterday. I don't see. There's nothing about this that makes me feel like I need to upgrade from the 15. So
I still have like a 12. So
a lot of people say they got the 11 in the comments.
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, I'm Team Android, so I'm over here on my own island, which I ruin your guys' group chat every time whenever we all
that
talk.
Lime green stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yuck.
But you know what? The phone actually works and is great. And every time I give my phone to someone else, because I have a Google Pixel, they'll like take a photo with it and they're like, "This is from your camera?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then now the iPhone has been like, maybe we should have a good camera too. And already Google Pixel, I've seen their camera for their new ones, and I'm like, nah, it's not even close. So I'm never.
So you're a photographer.
No, but I like taking decent pictures with my phone because I'm not buying a camera.
I can go back to a flip phone because all I do is text and talk.
Why do you send me those selfies every day then?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Stop it. Go send it to Brad.
The Instagram post and the Twitter post that you share with us, you can't do that on the flip phone. We need that for the show. But
wasn't the world a better place when you couldn't do that on your phone?
Debatable. Sure. But
debatable.
I'm embarrassed to admit, as a 33-year-old, I've had an iPhone since I was 19. The other day, my mom's phone was ringing, and she has, I don't know, some Android. And she was like, "Can you answer that?" I was like, "I don't know how. What do you mean? How do you answer this? I don't know how to do anything that's not on a phone, that's not an iPhone, including just answer the phone."
That's sad.
Good news, Ohio State beat Michigan in the ratings. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, a big update for our downtown commuters. 70 in that westbound direction. All lanes are now open this morning after a really big crash at Kelton Avenue. Crews still on scene just off to the right shoulder, but man, it has caused some major congestion out there. Basically, by that crash site, Kelton Avenue, all the way past James Road along 70. Detours, including if you're taking 70 in that westbound direction, be sure to get up on James Road instead. Take that north all the way to Livingston Avenue, then continue westbound over to eventually getting you back on to that 70 westbound direction. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Victor's Home Solutions. Schedule your free 21-point roof and window inspection today at victors.com.
What John Smiley, Chairman and CEO, wants you to know about First Bank of Central Ohio.
Our competitive advantage is the number of years we've been in Central Ohio and the fact that we're able to make decisions here locally that make sense for the client. At the end of the day, it's the ability for us to say, okay, what can we do to make your banking easier for you?
Experience what it's like to be first at fbcentralohio.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today we're in my showroom so you can hear how our windows keep sound out.
It's pretty loud in here, Wilson.
Well, Leslie, that's because the window's open. But if you close it like so, well, it's kind of good to let in a little nature.
I think nature just honked at us, Wilson. Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Remember what sports used to be about calling up your favorite host and saying how stupid they are? Good news. We still do that. The Fan Calling Show.
Hello. Sponsored by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino.
Sunday mornings at 8 on The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly clear skies for us and a little bit warmer, but it'll still be a refreshing start to the day with temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s and mostly clear skies. For this afternoon, we break back into the low 80s with plenty of sun, and then for tonight, mostly clear skies overnight with lows in the mid 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can always tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. By the way, I heard our boy Dylan Gonzalez is apparently a hit with the ladies. He's an online sensation.
Is that right?
Yeah, Dylan, you were in one of those Facebook groups. Not you, but like your name came up in one of those Facebook groups.
Funny.
Where women are like, hey, are we dating the same person?
Oh, wow, Dylan. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope it was good.
So, Tyvis, I don't know if you know about this as a married man. So dating in 2025, one of the things you're subject to is these Facebook groups that women get in, and they're called Are We Dating the Same Person? And they're city specific.
I seen something, didn't like somebody get hacked because they like something about tea or something with some tea. Like it's essentially what you're talking about, but it's like an app where they pick a guy and put him on like Facebook and say, what do you know about this guy?
Yeah, so essentially the post, I got it screenshotted to me because these are private groups that you have to get accepted into. And, so essentially it's like there's men groups like this, but they're not as juicy as the women group that post the men.
So they essentially are like, here's a guy.
Yeah.
Anybody else date this guy?
What do you know? What do you know about him?
Yeah, that's the premise of it. So I ended up in one of these groups somehow over the weekend. One of my friends screenshotted it and sent it to me.
Is this friend of yours? Is this a female?
Yes.
Okay.
It just said NET on Dylan, and they found a photograph of me in my suit at the Blue Jackets game opening day or opening night of Blue Jackets last season. I was like, at least that was a good photo of me. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, but all good things, Tyvis, because when I first saw this, I was like, oh man, I'm going to get put on blast. But it was all super sweet guy, great dad. Just stuff like that. So
Look,
I was like,
that look good for you.
Yeah, I got glazed a little bit on there. I was pleasantly surprised.
Dylan,
yeah, I don't know what mine would have been back in my college days.
That's an all-time line, by the way.
That would have had to be something that happened to me 10 years ago because I've been with my wife for 10 years, and yeah, so I mean, it wouldn't outside of that.
When my wife and I started dating, I'm not sure if Facebook had fully formed yet. I think Facebook existed, but I don't know if we were if it was just still for college students or if it had morphed into everyone is on Facebook. That's how long ago it was that I was in the game. But if I was, I think the general consensus would have been awkward, overly polite, but nice. That's where it probably would have been. He's a little awkward, he's weird, but yeah, he's fine. They would have
said he's a thug.
About you?
Yeah. By the way, whoever posted me on there, I have no idea who it was because they might be interested in me, but they haven't let me know.
Oh, see, that's the other part is someone was checking you out, but they haven't reached out yet.
Right.
To say,
this is
anyway,
sad.
You passed the vetting process.
This is where we are in 2025.
Where are we at in society? Right, Mike Gundy?
Man, I feel old.
Well, you guys have to live in this society, but you don't have to date in it, and you should be.
True.
I hear super glad. Stay married is my advice to you two.
A lot of people say the dating scene is horrible. It's nothing like it. You think of the old school movies and stuff. You go to Target or something, you run and meet a person at Target or something They say it's not like that no more.
You don't just walk into
apps.
You don't walk into a soda jerk and say, "Hey, give me a soda, pal," and then the gal walks up in a poodle skirt and it's like, "Wow, you're a great guy. I see your '57 Chevy out there." They don't. Why do they all talk like that in those movies too? Why do they all sound like announcers from a Notre Dame game in the '30s? Why does everyone have to talk like this? I don't understand it, love. Why did they talk like that back then? Anyway, good to know. Thanks, Dylan. I'm glad that's going well. Hopefully it leads to, I was going to say
DMs is going to get hit.
Yeah,
out.
hopefully the DMs are on fire for you. Ohio State beat Michigan in the ratings. This is how. Saturday, Oklahoma's win over Michigan averaged, and I mean, folks, sit down for this one. This is
it's the SEC too.
This is poverty numbers right here. 9.7 million. Get your money up. I mean, I can understand why nobody wanted to watch that game because it was just, if you wanted to watch a boring offense in Michigan, go right ahead. Anyway, it was on ABC. It was in prime time. It was the most watched college football game of the weekend. That's fine. But the audience peaked at 10.9 million viewers. But, of course, doesn't compare to Ohio State and Texas. Over 16 million people watch that. Not at night, at noon. So, once again, Fox is going to look at that and go, yeah, see, if we put the game at night, maybe it wouldn't have done as well. Obviously, we shouldn't put Michigan in this spot because no one wants to watch them. So let's go with the Buckeyes. They're going to keep putting us at noon on Fox, which sucks.
As bad as it is, Fox is actually a smart plan. No other company dominates noon but Fox.
I know.
Because ESPN always has the night. 3:30 is usually NBC, and that's Notre Dame.
Yeah, well,
that's Notre Dame's window. That's they brand. Notre Dame, 3:30.
This past weekend, it was Michigan State, because now NBC has the Big Ten contract. Michigan State and Boston College is what that was. That was I'm just saying, not the same cachet.
It don't roll off the tongue. No, you know how I feel about Michigan State. And,
I know you.
And when the tailgate, it's already bad that I got to go to the Wolverines this week. When I get to Michigan State,
you have no love lost for either of those teams.
I got to fake it. I got to fake,
I know.
I like this.
By the way, just a little comparison on how the NFL does compared to college football, which, I love college football. College football, to me, is my favorite of the footballs. NFL is secondary for me for college. However, I am in the minority on that because Cowboys-Eagles, which was, of course, the first game of the season, Thursday night last week. Do you know how many people watched that game?
25 million.
More.
Really?
Oh, man. It drew at one point, before the weather delay, they were averaging 31.9 million. I think it ended around like 28 million viewers because of the weather delay where they lost people for an hour. And that NBC studio show is just terrible. That's never been any good. I don't know why well, it used to be good. I think they've just kind of watered it down over the years. But anyway, they still ended with well over 25 million people, 28 million people, but they were up over 30 million before the weather delay.
Do you think that the reason that college can't get them type of numbers is because there's so many teams that is so there's such a divide in like who watches who?
Yes.
So if the college if it wasn't, what is it, 136?
Something like
whatever.
that.
So if it was only like 40, the college rate numbers will go up for TV.
Do you think the SEC and the Big Ten have not taken note of that? Like that is, I
so
guarantee
that's why they
you,
break off.
They want to get maybe not to 40, but if they whittled it down to 60, the numbers would shoot up even more.
How many teams in the SEC right now? 16, and we got 18, or is it 17 and 18?
So, I forget if they.
I think they have an even number.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, why was I thinking they were at 18 as well? Maybe I'm wrong. But
either way, if they both get to 20 apiece.
That'll be 40. I'm just saying the super conference is being whittled down to 2, Big Ten and SEC. Eventually, I think that's where we're headed. And it is for reasons like this, where the fewer teams you have to pay attention to, you're going to have just more interest week in, week out in every game, especially if more of those spots are for playoff spots. I understand all of why they're doing it. I also can, as a college football fan, say I like it when a team goes in, like Troy going up against South Carolina, and for a half, they made you think, is Troy going to do this?
No, that was Clemson they went up.
Who did I say?
South Carolina.
Sorry. Same state. Clemson, right. Clemson was who they went up against, and Troy almost got him for a half, and then that was interesting to me. I like it when we have that kind of drama, but we won't have any more of that if we go to that plan of super conferences.
That's not true.
They're not going to have.
Purdue can do that.
No, but they're not going to be. That's not the same thing.
Why is it not? You expect big things out of Purdue?
As Troy? No.
They're at the same level. What do you mean?
No. One of them's in the Big Ten getting $100 million a year.
And they shouldn't be, but they are.
I agree with T-Bone, though. It is a little bit different.
You're going to lose that.
The difference between like Purdue upsetting Ohio State and the amount of attention it gets versus a team like Appalachian State beating Michigan.
You ain't getting that no more.
What I'm saying.
That's gone.
Also, we have the weird situation.
First of all, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. First of all, how often is that happening that an FCS school is winning against an FBS?
It doesn't happen that often, but
it ain't happened probably since Appalachian State won that.
Does North Dakota State beat?
They beat teams.
Oh.
They have beat teams. They did it a couple of years. They did it they did it a few years.
They ain't beat nobody.
I feel like North Dakota State. Am I wrong? Is it North Dakota or South Dakota State? One of the states.
They're both good.
Yeah, but one of them.
North Dakota State is the fighting Carson Wentz and Trey Lance.
Okay.
Yes. And Christian Watson.
One of them beat Iowa. Am I wrong? I feel
sounds right.
like one of them beat Iowa, like within the last 5 or 6 years.
About that.
Either way. Well, you look at
Iowa like the Hawkeyes.
Yes.
They like Purdue.
I like that you feel that way because I totally spiritually agree with that. I just know that, like, record-wise, that's not true. But, yes, they too are ass. I agree. Deion Sanders is trying to figure out his quarterback situation. He's got a weird thing there. A reporter asked him because the reports are he's going to start the guy who was third string last week is going to start this week when they play Houston. Here he was asked, wouldn't you rather have a solidified quarterback position? And here's what Deion said to
Who
that.
has one of those? I got time today. Who has one of those? What does that look like? What does a solidified quarterback looks like? What does that look like? I want to know. We play quarterbacks every week. What does a solidified quarterback looks like? That could mean something's up with your roster if it's clear. Then that clear guy goes down. What's up with the second one? I like where we are, man. I like what we have. I like what we're playing with. I like these dice I'm shaking. I do. I really do.
He likes his dice.
Also, I love Deion, but a solidified Shedeur Sanders. I would have said that. I don't know. Shedeur Sanders.
He was a solidified quarterback last year. I think everybody would know that. There was no I'm going to play the backup and the third string guy. The third string shall be first string, and the first string shall be third string. I
love Deion, but let's cut the baloney here. You know what he's talking about.
I do. I love Deion too, but here's the thing: if you were a player, when Deion was playing, if his coach came out and said, "Who cares about what does a solidified quarterback even mean?" Deion would have rolled his eyes and said, we don't have a plan. Like that. That's the thing. Now, he may know in his head what he's going to do. He just doesn't want to tell the media, which I'll give him the latitude on that. But Ryan Staub is supposedly the third stringer that's going to start over Liberty transfer that they had in, Kadon Slater, and five-star Julian Lewis. But we'll see. We'll find out.
Martin Luther Staub.
Yeah. Dion said he had a dream about Ryan Staub playing and put him in, and he played well. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll be the case.
By the way, 4 FCS teams beat FBS schools just last year alone, Tyvis.
Oh.
And it's in this century.
Wow. Shut up, Tebow.
App State beat Michigan. James Madison beat Virginia Tech in 2010. Eastern Washington beat Oregon State in 2013. North Dakota State beat Iowa in 2016. Montana State beat Washington in 2021. Those are all FCS schools that beat ranked teams this century.
Yeah.
So it happens.
You don't want that to go away.
Y'all know what I mean.
I know. I know what you mean. And you know,
Ohio State ain't
don't worry. Don't worry. We're having this discussion.
Grambling.
Your way's going to win. Don't worry. Like, that's what's happening. An AP voter is getting destroyed for how they voted. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are noticing a new crash out on the roads this morning, and this one is happening over on the north side, 270 eastbound at 71, where a left lane is currently blocked, definitely causing some congestion out there. The road partially open this morning, so do be mindful, just a little bit slower for your Wednesday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic, sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register at roosterswings.com.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Guys, this season is game on at Synergenics and Low T Center, the MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. Ready to tackle low energy and achieve your health goals like a pro? We've got the winning game plan with personalized TRT. Book a free consultation and automatically enter for a chance to win autographed sports memorabilia or tickets to major sporting events. Female patients also eligible. For more information or book an appointment, visit trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on a stylish new 25 Corolla or 5.75 on Corolla Hybrid. Excludes Corolla Cross and GR Corolla. Or lease a gas-powered 25 Corolla LE for $199 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This sports report brought to you by Bet365. Football is back. Get ready for the season at Bet365. When it comes to sports books, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
There are a lot of issues that we as men deal with that can really just cause you to have some mental anguish, right? As you're walking around, you're thinking about perhaps it was an issue in the bedroom. Erectile dysfunction is a real thing. It can mess up your day, mess up your week, mess up a lot more than that. You don't want that to happen. You want to talk to my guys and gals at Columbus Men's Clinic. They will help you out with that issue. And it's not just going to be a one-size-fits-all treatment. They're going to talk to you about what it is specifically that works for you. They walked me through the process on the ED treatment, and it's fascinating because they will give you a start-out plan that says, let's try this. If that works, great. Then we're all set. Let's go. If it doesn't work, then they'll move on to the next thing and the next thing until they find something that's right for you. They're going to make sure that they get this issue taken care of because they know it's a tough thing for you to come in and talk about it. But you need to take that step if you want to get that fixed. It's very simple. You call them at 614-300-7400. That is the number for Columbus Men's Clinic, 614-300-7400. Or you go to columbusmensclinic.com. The initial consultation is with a medical provider. It is $99, and it includes your blood work, so you get all the full picture of what's going on with you. Might also be an issue with low testosterone. You can get that treated, too, at Columbus Men's Clinic. Then, once you get that figured out, you can consult with them on how it's going, what else kind of treatments you need, all that and more, personalized to you, not just for your body, but for your budget as well. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com, or again, the number 614-300-7400. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today. So Haley Sawyer is not a name that you or I were aware of, Tyvis, until this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yesterday she kind of started making the rounds on the internet because she's an AP voter. And in her AP ballot, she had this week Florida moving up 2 spots from where they were the week previous in her ballot. She had South Florida, who beat Florida this past weekend, not ranked. Not great. Terrible look. And she then went onto the internet and said, well, let me try to explain, because people were pointing out her ballot and saying, what the hell was going on with this? She tried to explain what happened, and spoiler alert, it didn't go well.
But as far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my progress or process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of your feedback. There's tons of people that vote on the AP poll, and it's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, no matter who you pick, it does even out because there's so many people who vote. And like I said, it's really fun for discussion. It doesn't, probably matter in the end, but I'm glad that people are having a really good time.
This was a mistake. I think we would like to take all that back. Probably don't do that. That's not a great answer. There's no way to sugarcoat that. That's just bad idea by her to post that, right?
I'm now seeing, I had to search this, see this.
Yeah.
And this Danny Canal.
Yeah, Danny Canal, former college football and NFL player.
Who put this video out there, who's now got 1.1 million views.
Yeah. He even said, I don't want to drag this person
on blast too much because I know college football fans can be ruthless, but this is a rough look for an AP voter.
Of course it is.
Don't single her out, though, because she's not the only one with an embarrassingly bad ballot.
Well, this is where I think the larger issue is. Danny Canal hits that spot on. There are so many people. I mean, I shouldn't say so many. She said there are, tons of people who vote on this. I think there are 62 AP voters. That's not tons. There are more college football teams than there are AP voters, right? I want to say the Heisman voting guild is well over. It's in the hundreds, okay? Just to give perspective on that. So week to week, there's only between 60 and 80 people voting on this, I guess. I look at that and say the people who cover the sport clearly don't care about it the same way that the people who follow it do. And part of that's the nature of the job. This Haley Sawyer, she is a writer for She covers USC. She was at the USC game. She covered that game. I'm sure she wrote 5 articles and put out 200 social media posts and had to do 3 videos afterwards. Their job is very intensive when you're a beat writer for one of these teams. That doesn't lend to you having the amount of time to watch the games the way the college football fans do. So, one, you should probably check the scores of the top 25 just to double check and make sure that everything you thought happened did happen. That's an oversight she could have fixed. But it highlights the bigger issue, which is how many of these college football writers who are covering a team for half the day on a given Saturday or most of the day, how many of them actually get to sit down and watch 10 to 12 college football games before they cast their ballot on Sunday? They probably don't. So
she must be going through it.
Oh, yeah. She turned her Twitter private.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They must be at her.
I mean, there is a part of me that feels like when she put this video out there, she probably thought, people will calm down once they see this.
And they turned them up even more.
Yeah, because
that's because it's because it was some key things. The one where it says in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't matter. So why do you?
In the grand scheme, none of this matters, right? We're specks on a flying rock in the middle of
I agree with the statement, but you can't say that. She can't say that.
No.
I agree with it, but that is not something you say, especially when you in backlash. When you actually like that makes the AP look bad.
Well, and honestly, you hit it earlier where you said, the people who do this should be their only job.
Yeah.
And I have thought the same. The bigger issue is when you get to the college football playoffs and you have a bunch of people who have other jobs and not just covering a team. They run universities. Some of them run conferences, or they are presidents or ADs of gigantic institutions, and they are the ones who are tasked with figuring all this out. Why not just hire people like former players like you, Tyvis, people who have covered the sport for years, who've covered it for 30 years at a national level, but they're now no longer wanting to write week in, week out about the sport. Great. Hire them, make that their job, let them go and get paid to sit in a room in Texas or wherever they meet for, 12 hours a day for 3 days each weekend that they have to vote on this. It would be an intensive weekend of work, but let that be their job, or at least something they get paid to do, and find people who have the time and willingness and knowledge to do it.
Right now, they're not incentivized to do it. Did you ever get the answer if they get paid?
They're not paid.
Yeah, there's no incentive to doing this.
The AP voters, obviously, they don't get paid for this. They get paid for their job, whatever that is, writing for a team.
What's the point?
It's a throwaway thing.
Why would I take this seriously if there's no money behind it? Who cares? It makes sense. Who cares? I just put 25 teams down. Who cares?
I used to think that the AP poll had more merit than the coaches poll, because the coaches poll, how much college football are the coaches watching that's not on their schedule?
Well,
I'm assuming zero.
Most of those are filled out by SIDs anyway these days, right? Where it's not even the coach filling it out. It's just someone in the athletic department doing it.
But now I feel like the AP poll, based off of, stories like this, is pretty much in the same boat. And I mentioned it earlier. I refuse to believe that the College Football Playoff Committee, they go in there and they brainwash themselves or they wipe their memory of what the AP and the coaches poll was before they vote on that first college football playoff poll. I mean, I think that's what they should do. I think they should go in there and act like there isn't any number next to any of these teams' names and rank them. But they're human beings just like us. And there's no way that they're not going to be, somehow influenced by the AP and the rankings that they have for the team before they do their first rankings.
Yeah, I feel like if you accept the responsibility of voting for the AP, the thing you shouldn't say about it is, it doesn't matter anyway. It's
the wrong thing to say.
I mean, you and I stress about this job. We want to do our best job here. We try to know as much as we can. I am obviously an idiot. I forget things all the time, but I go home every day and go, oh man, I could have said this better. I could have done that better. And if someone came up to me and said, hey, what does it matter anyway? You're just hosting a sports radio show in Columbus, Ohio. I would say, yeah, but I chose to do this, and it's something I take very seriously because I chose to do this. No one, just gave this to me. I had to ask to do it. I earned it, all that stuff. And what I'm saying is, I don't understand people who then get something like that, like this AP vote, which not many people get to do, and then to just say, it's just a throwaway thing I do. It doesn't even really matter. How could that be your attitude towards it?
Like I said, the integrity of the AP is questionable because, she covers USC. So, is she biased? Is USC on her ballot? Okay, did she put USC? They're a top 10 team because I covered them and I think they're really good. Is it no, I'm going to just call it like I see it. Like that. It's you
There's going to be some bias, but you have to pay attention enough to know who won the games. Before, especially if you're going to vote for them and say,
no, that's just a tactical
if you didn't even
error.
look at the score to see, South Florida won? Wow, that was an upset. I guess I can't put Florida in my ballot. You shouldn't move them up, to say the least.
To that point, I think I could be wrong about this. The internet would have respected her more if she was like, you know what? I messed up. I missed that South Florida beat Florida. That's my bad. I'll try to do better. If she would have went that way, at least I would have been like, okay, she probably had a lot going on, and she's admitting that she's a human being and she messed up. But the fact that she was like, it's all relative and it doesn't really matter in the long run. My vote is just one of many, so who cares? That was just the wrong way to go about it.
Secret option C. Don't post this video at all. Just next week, change your ballot so it looks better and don't answer these questions. There's that too. By the way, right now, seventh caller, 614-821-9710. Seventh caller is going to get 2 tickets to Buckeye Country Superfest. That is at Ohio Stadium next year, Saturday, June 13th, 2026. Tyler Childers headlining the Red Clay Strays, Lord Huron, and more. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. For more info, visit BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com. We'll come back and hit the buzzer next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, we are still monitoring one crash out on the roads this morning, and that's happening on our north side over by Worthington. 270 eastbound at 71. A left lane still blocked this morning and still pretty slow out there on the road. 13-mile-per-hour travel times in the distance. A live look at our traffic cam. 270 once again at Worthington-Galena Road. Pretty slow moving right now. Looks like a couple cars are involved. Traffic cones are in the area, and thankfully first responders are on scene this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Voted Best Credit Union for the past 7 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org to learn more.
Get the MVP, more value price from Coughlin Chevrolet. Lease a new 2026 Chevy Trailblazer, only $198 a month. New 26 Chevy Equinox, $239 a month. Or a new 26 Silverado, just $399 a month. Visit CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means 3 things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime and Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly. Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
5 words no one wants to hear? You need a new roof. What do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Enjoy a good deal more on fresh family favorites this week at Meijer. Save on fresh from Meijer whole pork shoulder butt roast, just $1.79 a pound. Locally grown bulk Honeycrisp apples are $1.49 a pound. And Meijer shredded chunker sliced cheeses 3 for $6. With flu season around the corner, protect yourself and family with a flu shot. Available today at your Meijer pharmacy. Getting everything you want in just one stop. That's the good life at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Other stations in town have started using AI voices. It's because they're cheap and they think you're stupid. Well, we may think you're stupid, but we don't think you're cheap, damn it. We're live and local with real people. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Your home, your comfort, your family, that's everything. Big companies shout, big ads scream, but trust is quiet. It's a tech who fixes instead of sells. A family business here since '66. Northland Heating and Cooling, your local Lennox Premier dealer. Honest comfort, real people, real peace of mind. Northland Heating and Cooling. Looking to save on your auto loan? CME wants to beat your current rate by 1.5% APR. Low rates and no payments for 90 days. Why wait? Refinance today and keep more money in your pocket. Terms and conditions apply. Minimum floor rate of 4.99% APR. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
Now joining us, the host of Bishop and Friends. He is Bo Bishop. Bo, have you ever had an AP vote?
Yeah, 2 years.
And?
I had it for 2 years. So here's how I heard you guys talking about it. Here's how I did it. I did it completely week to week. So I would throw out my poll from the previous week and then do the new poll every single week.
Yeah.
I did this. This was probably like, I'd say, fellas, like 04, 05. I did it. And so I would throw it out every week. New poll every week is the way I would do it. I didn't want the poll mentality of, well, they were 12 last week, and so I can't drop them out of the top 25. Well, they just got smoked at home by USF. They're out.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my attitude on it. I do know that the way that they do it is it's certain. Every region has to be covered with a proportionate amount of voters. So you can't have like an overload in a certain region because they want like the whole country covered by it. And I know they rotate it. Like you don't have an AP vote forever. It's kind of up to the individual AP deciders in those individual regions. I always thought it was more legitimate than the coaches because I know for a fact the coaches don't even do their own polls.
Yeah.
They have like their PR guys do them.
Right. The SIDs or whoever.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Like they're not you can't watch, and the SIDs can't watch games either, right? So I always thought the AP, at least it was people covering games, and so they were watching more games. But there's always going to be misses.
How do you feel about the concept of paying people to be on the college football playoff committee, and then that's their job? They quit their other jobs, or perhaps they have a schedule that's like, they're a former player that's like, I have some stuff, but I can move it aside to do this for 3 months.
I wish there was a system that could be developed. Maybe somebody 20 years from now could do this, that is a combination of polls, strength of schedule, metrics of quality wins, and let's take the human element kind of out of it and just maybe spit it into the system, and then it spits out the teams.
Would it be called like a bowl series that
do you have an
involves
idea?
A champion of some kind?
Wait a second. Hold on. Are we on to something? Hold on. What did you just do there? Did you just name something that we came up with?
Series champion.
BCS back?
Are you kidding? Did we just do something for the good of society?
And especially if we got 12 or 16. At that point, it's like, all right, well, then your arguments, if you're the 17th team, sorry, I don't want to hear them. Like, that's fine. I can live with when we had 2 and you were leaving out an undefeated team over a 1-loss team. That's different. But yeah, I'm with you. You go to 16, take the human element out.
And honestly, like, who can complain at 16?
No.
Like, really? Like, 17's going to be like, oh, we were left out.
Who can complain at 13?
You bozos, you lost 4 games. What do you want to... Here's the thing that bugged me. I did this Monday on the show. I had kind of a little bit, not a panic, but I really was annoyed on Saturday because Clemson was losing to Troy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that should be an elimination game, but it's not. It's not an elimination game.
That's fair.
And that's what really bugged me. Like, they lost at home to LSU. If they would have lost at home to Troy... and they were to like win the ACC the way they did last year, where they backed into the ACC championship game, is that worthy?
No,
like, if you're 0-2 at home and you have losses to LSU and Troy, like no matter what you do the rest of the way, I don't want to hear from you again.
My argument,
to me, you're done.
But the thing I will say is, I do like that we have the human element from a gambling perspective, because if you actually watch these games and you do pay attention, when you see rankings and you know they're BS, you can then follow the public and go, oh yeah, everybody's taking the candy here, and then go the other way. But that's about the only benefit to it, to your point.
Well, and to the point of the BCS, like, it did have a human element. It weighted the coaches poll and the AP poll.
Yeah.
So there was a human element. It just wasn't 13 people sitting in a room, racking up Marriott points. I mean, it wasn't that. So
who all have very important jobs too. I don't get why. Get people who have nothing to do. Right.
Anytime I would see like an Ohio State, like if Gene was on one of those one time, and I'd be like, you know what Gene does on a weekend?
Right.
He's kissing babies and shaking hands. That's what he does. He's not watching. He can't even watch the Buckeye game.
No.
He's too busy entertaining people. You know that, Tyvis. Like, he's not. The athletic director at Ohio State isn't watching the day in college football. There's no way.
No, he's too busy. Well, I mean, you get
a fundraise.
You get some moments where you get to be down on the field every now and again, but for the most part, you're trying to raise money. You're talking to donors and hosting donors and stuff like that. So, yeah,
not watching MAC games.
Bo,
Right.
before we let you go, I always take your advice because you are a very knowledgeable person. So in fantasy this week, should I start Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr., or should I start Jordan Love and Matthew Golden?
So who do the Packers play?
The Packers are playing Washington.
Washington.
Yes, at Lambeau. And the Jaguars are playing Cincinnati.
I got to start. I would probably start. I mean, Joe threw for 290 against the Bengals.
Yeah.
Right? With all those weapons, it feels like I would Jordan's almost like an always starter, though. That's a tricky one, man.
See?
That's tricky.
This is why
I
he's
lost
gotta
my
ask the
first week
question.
of fantasy by 4 yards. 4 yards. Yeah. So, to my absolute fantasy nemesis for 25 years beat me by 4 yards in week 1, so I don't know if I should be asked. I would probably play Love and Thomas, or do you have to pair them?
I mean, I feel like you don't have to pair them, but, anytime that quarterback, wide receiver touchdown, you get like double points.
You want all the points.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this
Both
is
seem like decent plays, bud, based on what I saw from Cincinnati defensively.
more of Bo Bishop's Fantasy Corner coming up for 3 hours. Looking forward to
Don't we
it.
pay a premium for that?
No,
Can we charge a premium?
that's your 900
My fantasy
number,
advice?
and I call your 900 number every weekend just to make sure what's going on there. Thanks,
good,
Bo.
boss.
Well, listen, can't wait for it. There you go. Buzzer time. Let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Find your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealer at Bryant.com.
All right, real quick. I just found out that this exists, and I apparently have to go to Georgia to get it because it's the closest one. The folks at Cinnabon have paired up with the folks at Carvel, the ice cream cake people.
Yes.
Okay. They now have you can go to places called a Cinnabon Swirl, where it is an ice cream shop that has Cinnabon flavorings and toppings and goodies. So, for instance, if you like the gooey cinnamon center of a Cinnabon, they will drizzle
Center of
that.
the roll is what it's called.
They will drizzle that over your ice cream, along with some of the frosting, and that's not what I need. But it's what I want. It's what I want. And we are going to do the show
I'm going to be honest
from
with
Georgia.
You. I feel like that's too much. I feel like you're doing too much.
I'm taking Dylan with it. Then you stay back here and you can produce. And
you
Dylan
don't
and
think
I
that's
will go
too
and
much?
enjoy.
You know I'm not going to say that, Tyvis.
Exactly
I don't know
right.
why you're asking.
Exactly
Boy,
never too much with
sit-ups. It's in y'all future.
I do one a day. Half in the morning, half in the evening. Bo Bishop and friends, they're up next. We'll see you tomorrow. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Wednesday morning to you. We are noticing some busyness out on the roads, especially over on our north side. 270 eastbound, a little bit slower than usual after a crash over by Worthington Galena Road. Also 315 southbound heading towards Linworth. Pretty slow out there at 14 miles per hour. Also noticing delays in Gahanna. 270 southbound, 62 eastbound, and 670 westbound all around the airport this morning. Definitely noticing those congested areas. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic. Make it a great Wednesday.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Buckeye fans, did you know you can get 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you replace all the windows in your home with Window Nation? This month, when you buy 2 windows, Window Nation will give you 2 for free. Plus, you won't make any payments for 2 years. That's right. No interest, no monthly payments, and no down payment for 2 years. Get 1-day installation with Window Nation, a proud partner of The Ohio State University. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Go Bucks!
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good. Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease 2 Elantras for $222. That's right, lease 2 new 2025 Elantra SEs for just $222 a month for a 2-year lease. Both your new Elantras come with owner assurance and America's Best Warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. In Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.99 down per unit plus taxes, fees. First month payment, 10K miles per year, ends 930.
Wow, that nagging joint pain. You know the one. Sometimes it's from maybe years of hard work. Sometimes it's just an old injury that never healed right. I know I've got plenty of those. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for far too long. But that stops right now. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here, and QC Kinetics is here in Columbus to flip the script. Dr. Wolkoff and his team are going to use regenerative medicine, just like I got, advanced cellular treatments that will help your body heal itself. It's going to restore the damaged tissues. It's not a cover-up for it. It's not pills. It's not scalpels. It's long-term lasting relief. So you don't have to operate your life around the pain anymore. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Just smarter and natural ways to heal your body. Make sure you bring your MRI, bring your x-rays. They'll tell you if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. So just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Or visit them at qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2026 is back for one day only in Columbus, Ohio. Saturday, June 13th at Ohio Stadium, featuring Tyler Childers, with special guests the Red Clay Strays, Lord Huron, Sierra Farrell, Flatland Cavalry, and Caitlin Butts. Register for pre-sale access now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com. Tickets on sale to the general public on Friday, September 12th at 10 a.m.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota, including the best-selling Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on any new 25 Camry or lease a Camry LE from just $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! This is what the Buckeyes train so hard for.
Just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change, their techs train like pros to deliver expert service every time.
Wait, are we talking about football or oil changes?
Both. Whether it's the Buckeyes on the field or your car in the bay, it's all about preparation and precision.
Can't argue with that.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit VIOC.com/Buckeyes today.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply